Welcome to Footballers Convention, World Cup Edition. I'm Sevi Sanchez, joined here, as always, for the next couple hours, at least.
Yeah, Mr. Mass TV, my last day in LA. The last game we're going to be doing is Belgium versus England.
There's also another match going on.
Oh, there is, sorry.
Allegedly.
Yeah, the main match of the day, though, is Tunisia versus Panama.
Yes.
Box office, pay-per-view.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for. Is it all right if we do England-Belgium? Are you going to be too torn up? We don't do.
Yeah, let's do the second match first.
So maybe we start with England, as you can see out here.
Yeah, as you can see, Vardy is starting, Rashford is starting, Delph is coming in, Loftus-Cheek is coming in, Alexander-Arnold as well is getting a start. Cahill is coming in. I think England have made 8 changes overall to this game. Let's have a look at Belgium. What are they like? Again, it's a kind of second-string Belgium team as well. Batshuayi is coming in, Tielemans is coming in, Januzaj is coming in, Chadley's coming in. Like it's basically the
Hazard,
Belgian B team.
Thorgan Hazard is Eden Hazard's brother, come in trying to see if he can deputize for him, wear the Hazard name and do it proud out there.
Yeah.
Not quite the same though.
Yeah, I think with Batshuayi though, I mean he's looking to prove a point here. He's looking to prove a point that he is a natural goal scorer. Lukaku is out injured at the moment, so even though we don't know who really wants to win, because as we know, it could be beneficial for you to come second in this group.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Looks like this game's getting underway, so let's join it.
Is football coming home? This is the big question today, Sevi. This is the big question.
I think that was a good point about Batshuayi. I think he's the type of player that he doesn't care if it helps Belgium to actually lose or finish second in the group. He's, I don't want to say selfish, but he does love going for a goal. You know what I mean? He's never met a shot he didn't like. You've seen it in the games before when he's quite happy to shoot and shoot and shoot until he scores.
Yeah.
His star maybe took a little bit of a hit with everything at Chelsea, that he's kind of looking to prove a point, especially against England, right? Where he feels he kind of got hard done by, didn't get a good look in the Premier League. So he really wants to score today.
Yeah, like the thing about Batshuayi is that he actually should have been the top goal scorer in this competition. He missed loads of chances.
He did.
Against Panama. He should have banged a few of them away. But as we know, if you do finish in second in this group, you're going to be on the better side of the draw.
Why don't we show him real
quickly? Let's have a look. Big meaty clackers, how you doing, buddy? Excited for this friendly. Yeah, so let's have a look at this. I mean, so the winner of Group G, right? They're going to be playing against Japan. So you would say, I would call that a gimme. That means that you more than likely are going to be Japan. But if you get past Japan,
what reward do you get for that?
You're up against all the best teams in the tournament, bar one maybe.
No more easy matches. Any match after that, you have to figure England would probably, or Belgium would, well, maybe not Belgium, but I think England would be the underdog in any match after Japan.
There. I mean, you're talking about Brazil. Brazil are the favourites to win for a reason. They haven't really got out of third, fourth gear yet. But if we look over here, look at the mighty Sweden are on this side.
Sweden, Switzerland, Colombia. You're telling me among those 4 teams, with an extra day of rest, they play on Tuesday if you're runner-up. I think you play Monday if you actually win the group.
Yeah.
None of these teams really frighten you. Russia, Spain. Spain looked weak. We know Russia isn't very good.
Yeah.
Denmark not that strong. Croatia looked very good, but you wouldn't play them until the semis. And I think a team like England actually matches well against Croatia. A lot of familiarity with the players.
Yes.
Harry Kane, he's not scared of Dejan Lovren. And they're fine. Stones and Cahill, those guys are fine dealing with Mandzukic. They want to go and muscle up. Great. That suits England's style.
Exactly. My only question about this side of the group is that they're going to play against Colombia. If England play against Colombia, it's going to be a tough match.
It is a little bit.
If England can get past Colombia, football may be coming home.
Might be tiptoeing home.
Yeah. But it is interesting. It is interesting. Angry Sausage with the auto host as well. Thank you, buddy.
Angry Sausage?
He's back. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, your Twitch followers, they've got the best usernames.
Big meaty clackers and Angry Sausage. I mean, yeah.
If they're not pals, I hope they can find a way to connect.
I'm sure they can.
They've got to be mates after all this. They've got a lot in common, I think. So we talked about a little bit off air about the approach. I mean, we both agree you really want to finish runner-up. You do. It gives you the best route. If you're serious about winning the tournament and if making the quarterfinals is good enough, then yeah, you want to play Japan, and that's great. You get one gimme match. But if you really think you can actually go deep in the tournament, you have to look at your whole side of the bracket and say, yes, finishing runner-up in this group gives us the best chance of that final objective.
Exactly. The thing about Martinez, though, he came out in a press conference and said that it's not a priority for Belgium to win this game. He wants to give a few players a bit of a run out. He wants to get them a bit more game time. But like when the manager of Belgium is saying that, you know, he's basically saying, listen, we don't want to win this game. Whereas
that's as close as you can get to saying
that's as close as you can get. Yeah. Whereas Southgate, in fairness to him, he has been kind of saying, listen, we want to win this match. We want to bring momentum into the tournament. And, you know, if they do want to win, which I don't think they do, they'll be doing themselves a massive disservice. Because if they want to continue on in this competition, you want to be on the right side of the draw. You want to give your team the best chance of winning this competition.
I think regardless of what Martinez says or what Southgate says, they both said a lot about their true intentions with the lineups, right? They've literally rested about everyone they could, brought in all the young players who we thought might not even get a chance. I'm surprised they actually both went their starting goalkeepers. I know goalkeeper's a different position in terms of keeping form and things like that, but they're basically feeling almost as weak as a lineup as they possibly could have.
Absolutely,
other than playing Vardy at center back or whatever.
Yeah, like the thing that these players who are coming in, as we said before, they want to come in and prove a point here. Now, will they be told by their managers that, listen, take it a bit easy out there, lads? But I mean, if you're Marcus Rashford, if you're Trent Alexander-Arnold, you know, you want to get your place in this team for the knockout round. You know, are you going to be playing your A game? That's the only other question that I'd be asking here. By the way, what a save, Pickford!
That was a great save.
Yeah.
That's, I guess, maybe why you keep your goalkeeper out there so he stays that sharp like
exactly, that. Exactly, yeah. Another thing is that, again, we are giving away a World Cup jersey of your choice. All you need to do is name the next goal scorer in either of the games. The box office game between Panama and Tunisia, or the secondary game that we're watching here, England versus Belgium. The next goal scorer, and we'll be doing the draw straight after the match today.
How many entrants do we have so far?
We've only 3 entrants so far.
It's been surprisingly difficult.
Yeah, it's been quite difficult, but listen, there's a massive opportunity here, lads. I think the World Cup jerseys are worth around like $100, $80, $90, something like that. So get involved. Get involved.
You're not going to get much better of a chance.
Exactly.
If it seems like one of those sweepstakes where you enter and you got a 1 in a million chance.
Yeah.
Right now, there's only three entries in there. So
get involved, yeah. So, Sevi has been taking the piss. He doesn't know I'm going to do this, but Sevi has been taking the piss of my pronunciations of Spanish Mexican names. So what I got here is I've got some Irish names that he's gonna
Sinead.
that he's gonna try out. So here's the first one.
I want to see how easy or hard it is.
Can we show the camera? Which camera are we going in? This one here. Okay. There are a few of the surnames, the Irish surnames that we're going to give Sevi an opportunity.
Oh boy.
So this one here, the first one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Galaber? Galcabar? Galcabar. Galcabar. Oh, Galcabar. How do you say that one?
All right, Mr. Chikorito. It is O'Gallagher.
Oh, whoa, hey, come on. I'm a God-fearing man here. I can't be saying those things.
All right, what about the second one? We'll do a few more after, but the second one.
Oh, Congail? Oh, Congail? What is that one?
The second one is O'Conneila.
O'Conneila.
Yeah. So it's Oconghale.
You know you don't need all those letters to say that, right?
Yeah, well, listen.
All right.
Listen, you gave me all those Mexican names. You took the piss. I'm repaying the service.
All right.
Sir Marks, how you doing, buddy? Jay, Stones to score the next goal. Andy says Batshuayi for the next goal. And Jack Kraft says, so can you win by saying no goal?
If you say no goal and both games go scoreless, then yeah.
But the only problem about no goal is, Jack, oh no, I suppose you can say it up until the goal score.
I'd say if you say it before halftime,
yeah.
If it's 0-0 and both games are 88th minute, that's kind of weak to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you say it before halftime, if you're going to commit to no goal and you think both games finish 0-0, fair enough.
If I were you, I would say someone. Oh,
whoa.
Belgium nearly scored. The English fans were nearly celebrating.
Yeah.
Batshuayi, see, that's the thing with Batshuayi. He's kind of going, listen, this is my opportunity here, you know? Oh yeah, I was also given a Mungo double IPA drink by a very, very friendly barman in an Irish bar. Wasn't it? What was the name of the Irish bar? Was it
Story Tavern.
Story Tavern. I'm going to try it now. It's 8%. So if I slur my words, it's because of this.
It's working.
It's working.
That's how we'll test. So this is, you said Guinness is 4%?
Yeah, Guinness is 4%.
So you're basically having two Guinness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can taste the strongness. And oh, wow, yeah. Okay.
You like it?
It's okay, like. It's no LaCroix. But it's okay.
Glad you finally come around. Now on your last day in LA, you finally come around to LaCroix. In-N-Out, we still have to take you to In-N-Out.
Oh yeah, like I've been to all like the major kind of establishments in LA.
How many times did you Uber Eats get delivery of McDonald's?
Twice or 3 times in the 2 weeks.
It was all a blur, huh?
Yeah, I got Fat Burger last night. What a name though! Like imagine naming your establishment Fat Burger. I mean, come on. It was all right though. It was grand. I think it was just over 1,000 calories. So that was my intake for the day. If there was one player in the England team you could choose, who would that be and why? How do you mean, Sir Marks? As in to score a goal or?
Choose for what? To hang out with?
Just
I'm hanging out with Vardy.
Yeah, just to chill
out.
As
long as it's before 9 p.m. That's when it gets a bit rough. And
after a few mungos, I'd say Vardy's getting the party started.
Yeah, exactly. Choose for like if I guess are we picking like best player, player we build around, or? Did you say England or Belgium?
I said England.
I don't know. I mean, I guess Kane's the biggest name. So if I think I know what your question is, I'd say maybe Kane. But I'd say there's a lot of parity in this sort of team. Really, you know, like same when you look at Germany, you say who do you pick? Like, well, I mean, there's a couple of good players that are maybe a little better than the rest, but there isn't a Messi or Ronaldo where I don't even know what your question is, but
yeah,
I know that's the answer already.
Yeah, like I mean, if you're saying like in terms of goal scorers, I mean, the person I would pick here is I'd say probably Rashford. I mean, I remember he played against Nigeria in a couple of friendly matches before the World Cup, and it was his goal against Nigeria that was really, really spectacular. And if you're kind of looking for a goal in a tight match, those are the kind of opportunities Rashford can take. What was the keeper thinking? What was Pickford thinking? Oh, it was just close to the line, but not over. But the good thing about this England team is, and I have to give them a bit of kudos and respect to, is that they seem to be a unit. They seem to be a team that has a good spirit behind them. Another thing that I'm really impressed by England is the fact that their set pieces are pretty good. And it wasn't since when Glenn Hoddle and Terry Venables were managers of England. That's right, yeah. That they haven't been as good, or they've been as good since then. I don't know, I just think that if they can finish by losing this, there could be an opportunity that England can get to the semi-final easily.
Wouldn't it be the most English thing in the world to finally have a game that you must, all you have to do is lose and you're in a good spot and they're going to go on to, I just get a feeling they're going to go on to win it. They just can't help themselves, you know?
Well, I think Big Mini Clacker says here, like, surely Rashford would want to impress to replace Sterling. That's the thing, Clackers. That is the thing, buddy.
Too many substitute players, and now they've got something individually to prove, right?
Exactly. And he also says that Sterling can't finish a fish supper. Interesting.
I can finish a fish supper. I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mr. Fish over here. So, what do you know? Like, what would your dinners normally consist of? Protein, eggs.
Dinner?
Yeah.
For a while I stopped eating dinner.
Oh, really?
Because I would after work or whatever, I would go work out, and then by the time I get home, it was already so late that I wasn't gonna especially back in my single days, I wasn't cooking for yourself like late at night. Like it's a waste really.
Uber Eats. That's the way.
Yeah,
to go.
Uber Eats, McDonald's. That's how you stay slim. No, now I make like smoothies and stuff, vegetables and a little protein or whatever, some nuts.
Wow, that sounds really exciting.
It's pathetic. But I tell you what, you said you put on about a stone since you've been here.
Yeah,
I've lost about one. I've been cutting.
Really, yeah.
The stress and lack of sleep is great.
Yeah, like in fairness though, I feel all right. But I think yesterday I kind of started to feel a little bit. But yeah, the only thing about over here is just like the times of the games are just a nightmare. I'm actually looking forward to be able to watch like a 7 p.m. game rather than like an 11 a.m. game. Sir Mark says, to be the best man of the World Cup, to be the best man of the World Cup. I mean, it's got to be Kane, hasn't it, Sir Mark's? He's 5 goals already. He's a player in form. You would expect him, to score a few more, especially if they play against either Japan or Colombia. It's got to be him. What happens if it finishes a draw? So basically what happens, Clackers, is that if it finishes a draw, it goes to the amount of yellow cards that each team has got.
Well, first, do we need to take them through the whole thing?
Yeah, let's go through the whole thing.
We know points, then goal difference, then goals for, and then I think there's a couple other things, but that they're all level on, or will be more or less, depending on how if they draw, and then ultimately like fair play, as we saw, Senegal.
But then if it finishes level on the amount of yellow cards that they've got, it goes to a coin flip. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? Like, you would have thought that there would have been a more kind of easy way to kind of decide who is better.
In this day and age.
At this day and
with
age.
everything we've got behind us, there isn't some sort of stat we can use.
It's ridiculous. Like, it really is. Like, it should be like a head-to-head. But if it was a head-to-head, I suppose, either team wouldn't need that. Is that an alcoholic beverage? It is, yes. It is Mungo, 8%. It's rough. It's fairly tough beer, I'm not going to lie. Going back to my question, I was aiming for one player from the England team to choose as my... Oh yeah, we read that before.
What's that?
We're just saying like that player of the... tournament so far. So I was looking at the amount of people watching the last game for England on the BBC. It was something like 18 or 19 million people watching.
So basically Iceland?
Yeah. And here's another fact. The royal wedding was only watched by 11 million people. Just to put it in perspective.
Well, that's all because we know Meghan Markle can't finish. You put her in front of the goal and she just skies it every time. It's not clinical, that's why.
And she's American.
There
we go. I said it. So, if you were Gareth Southgate here, is there any argument for momentum and a winning mentality going into the next round? Is there any?
No.
At all?
No.
You just clear out want to lose, but you want to do it in a way.
With style.
With style. What did you make of the Japan versus Senegal match earlier on? Or no, Japan versus Poland.
Group?
Yeah.
Look, I have a lot of feelings about that. I watched all the matches in that group. For me, Senegal was the best team. I thought they played the best. They created. They had a couple slip-ups. I'll tell you what.
Now, are you biased because of your boy Sadio Mane was playing?
I want to see him do well, but I also Senegal endear themselves to me the way they play. Their coach, right?
I agree. I agree.
And you look at the end when Colombia scored against Senegal, and Japan basically are just passing around, losing to Poland, and then you say that that's the team that advances on fair play, right? How is that? How does that make sense that the team that isn't even trying to play football advances on fair play over the team that try to play football in every single match, right?
Yeah, and that's the irony of the whole thing, is the fact that Japan, for the last 10, 15 minutes of the game, passed the ball around and not making an effort to go forward. I mean, that to me is just pathetic. And not only that, but they're taking a massive risk. Like, they were hoping that there was nothing going to happen in the other game. And as we've seen so far in the World Cup, there's been a lot of late goals as well.
We've got a prediction on YouTube for next goal. Harry Kane. That's very bold.
Harry Kane.
Very bold prediction.
You never know, though.
He could come off the bench.
He could, yeah. So Belgium just got a yellow card. Is that Tielemans? I think they call him.
So now they get their fair play goes in England's favour.
Yeah, exactly.
Look for a quick response.
That looked like a bit of a let's get a yellow card here.
True, the Sport says, one who guessed Harry Kane says he's playing the odds. He's just playing the odds. I like that. It's bold.
By the way, how have you found the World Cup so far, and also what it brought to FIFA games too? In terms of the FIFA game itself, I haven't really played too much of it, Sir Marks, if I'm honest with you. But the World Cup so far, man, it's been great. It's been really good. There's been a lot of good games. Here's a question for you, Sevi, actually. What's been the best game so far in the World Cup?
I still think it was early. It was probably Spain and Portugal. That was just where you just didn't know. You knew there was goals coming. You didn't know where they were going to come.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were pretty flash too. That was probably my pick.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people that must be the number one game for goals, for drama. But also, I kind of have to say, the Sweden-Germany, just for the whole drama aspect of it.
That's true.
That goal again, I would say that's probably the best goal so far. Just for Toni Kroos, for what it meant for Germany, even though they're out now.
It was a moment where if you don't score this, you are out of the tournament. So you must score a very, very difficult goal where everyone is kind of looking for it, and you just execute it perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mask, how do you guys feel about this kind of match where both teams play not to win? I mean, I want to see more of the game. I want to see what kind of approach they're taking. England here, it looks as though they don't really want to win it. It looks as though Batshuayi wants to get a goal, so they may be trying a little bit more. But I think I want to see up until maybe half-time before I can kind of make a
I love
go.
it. As much as we hate on a weird tiebreaker, in a way where both these teams are going through, and they both deserve to go through. Once we're in that situation where it isn't a team that doesn't deserve to going through.
Yeah.
Once we're here, I love that weird shit going on. That weird, we want you to score, but we don't want to look like, I love for that stuff. This is great, right?
Yeah. Clacker says, it's coming home. He says, I've got a feeling in my clackers, just like when Leicester won the league. He says, #believe. Wow.
Well, if you got that right, then we got to trust his clackers, I think.
So, but yeah, I mean, do you reckon it's that kind of same feeling, kind of, Dave? Do you reckon it's kind of like that if Leicester can win it, that England have a chance as well? I mean, I don't know.
If Leicester
is it meant to be? Is it meant to be?
If Greece can win a Euro, there's always hope. That's what keeps the smaller nations coming. There's been a blueprint for how to do it a little bit. Greece, maybe you say, was a little more of just hanging on. Leicester deserved to win that. They were the best team.
Absolutely. 100%.
But you know what I mean? There's a pathway. There's a model you can follow for where we're not as talented, or we don't have the budget, or we don't have this or that as the other teams. But we can win. We can win.
The thing about England is, and if you look back at the kind of statistics here, they haven't won a knockout game in 12 years, right? The second thing is, they've only won 6 knockout games since 1966. So are we talking about a team here with ambition? If they are a team of ambition, they want to finish in second. They want to go on the easy side of the draw. Now, they will play Colombia, but if they want to just get to the quarterfinals and be happy with a quarterfinal finish, job done, they can play against Japan, they can beat Japan, and then they'll probably get knocked out. So that's 2 sides of the coin there.
To be honest, if we're looking at next goal scorers, I think Panama, Tunisia might be the better.
Do you know what? I'd love to see Panama win a game. I love the fans. I think they're really passionate. And the amount of miles that they've had to travel to actually come to a World Cup game, or to a World Cup, must be huge.
A goal there would mean a lot more to them than any goal here.
Exactly, yeah. Here's a quote. Lads, if I can win the league, with me and Okazaki up top, we can win this with Maguire at the back. Well, listen, like if you look at the England team, though, this is the other thing: is if you look at the England team, how inexperienced is this group of players? You know, like Cahill is playing today, he has 60 caps. Okay, the other players in the team have a handful of caps between them. If you look at the goalkeeper, Pickford, again, I'm not convinced by Pickford at all. He's playing with Everton. He had a pretty okay season, probably a little bit of a poor season actually. And you're relying on these type of players at this kind of level. I think you might struggle, but they haven't been tested so far. They're not going to be tested today. I reckon the first kind of test of England is going to be in the knockout stages.
Football's coming home.
That was actually, do you know what? It was actually a really good song as well.
So all the England songs are. It's a shame that you don't get to hear them after the first knockout round. Usually, you know, Vindaloo, they're all great.
Oh no, well okay, that's not great now, in fairness.
No?
I like my favourite one of all time is by New Order. It was the 1990 World Cup song.
Didn't they remix the "They Think It's Out on the Pitch" or something? Didn't they fit that in?
I'm not sure, but John Barnes did a rap on the video.
Is it better than the Anfield rap?
The Anfield rap, yeah. Listen, you stole our Fields of Athenry. I can't believe you've done that.
We just made it a little better.
Is it the Fields of Anfield Road? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
ridiculous. That's blasphemy, right there.
It is a bit. Great song though.
Yeah. So yeah, next goal scorer, lads. Pick one. Pick a player. Just pick a bloody player, right? And you could be within a chance to win a jersey of your choice, a World Cup jersey of your choice. We're going to be doing the draw live after this game. Simple. Oh yes, and we're also going to be talking to
Sam Mason.
Sam Mason is going to be on the line.
A real live Englishman.
A real live Englishman. He's going to be in a pub, isn't he?
Yeah, he's always there. It's a safe bet where he is. We're testing out a little tech. Want to see if we can get a video call in here.
Yeah.
Just making sure that it works. The lines come through loud and clear, so when Mr. Mask here is back in Ireland, he can still join up.
Yeah, exactly. Be kind of like the Eurovision. You're like, Sam, can we have your votes, please?
We're all about the drama.
Exactly. Let me retweet that. I forgot to do.
See, look at that. You tell me Batshuayi isn't trying to score there.
In fairness to John Stones, that was a great block. 2 goals already for a defender. "26 minutes gone." Okay. Come on, Belgium. Do you know what? I'm gonna shout for Belgium because I want England to have.
We want England to do well.
Yeah. Oh! No! Hit it!
That's a penalty.
Oh, was that a penalty? Oh, he should have gone down. He should have gone down,
Go
man.
down. Now he fouls. What?
Oh, he was offside, wasn't he?
Oh my God, Jesus! When you say Fellaini going in, elbows blazing.
Yeah, and again, that's what we said. It wasn't it before the World Cup. They're playing a new system. They're playing 3 at the back here. That was the first time it was properly tested right there.
Sure.
And they were weak. I mean, and that's all it takes. Look at Fellaini there. Have you seen Fellaini there? His body language is like, come on, let's get into this game.
He's never met a tackle he didn't like.
Yeah. Apparently he signed a new contract with Manchester United. How the hell?
Yeah, I don't understand.
How are they giving him money?
I don't understand. I feel like there's something maybe in training that none of us all see. Because we all watch the matches and we go, yeah, he's big, strong, he'll score a few headers, but all he does is foul people for the most part. He's not a dynamo. He doesn't.
Yeah.
But he must do something, right?
So Jack Kraft is going for no goal to score in the entire match. Okay, we'll put you down for it. Big Meaty Clackers is going for 0-0 also. Wow. I reckon there's going to be a goal. I genuinely think there's going to be a goal from somewhere. Do you reckon Kane is a bit kind of disappointed the fact that he's not actually starting here? He's not be able to kind of continue on with his golden boots.
Yeah, I think he's a little disappointed.
He must be, because he's got 5 goals already. You would expect in a game like this that it might be a little bit more open.
we're into the 28th minute. I just want to give a special shout out to it's actually my mother's birthday today.
No way.
Yeah, June 28th. So if she's watching, I told her to watch. So that's a good way to guarantee someone tunes in as well.
Exactly right.
So happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Sevi's mom.
To my mom, Mrs. Sanchez.
Mrs. Sanchez. Did you buy her anything for her birthday?
I did, but
is that a secret?
I haven't given it to her. I can't reveal that.
Oh
now,
yeah, of course. Yeah, that's
but
right.
she will enjoy it. I'll see her this weekend, I think. So, you guys big gift givers in your family?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like birthdays and like Christmas. I think is like it's a big kind of gig. I kind of like, a lot of people don't like Christmas. A lot of people don't like kind of like birthdays and stuff like that. But I think it's great. Get free presents.
You're all about stuff.
I'm very materialistic, though, as you know. So, any free stuff, I'm all over it. It's already enough of a gift having Seb as your son. I love the way you you spelled.
Was it an intentional misspell?
It was CEB. It's actually SEVE, isn't it?
Yeah, after Sevi Ballesteros.
After the golfer.
Wow, man. Ibutu says first goal Torres.
Right, in the other game.
Yeah. Okay. Respect. I was taking my suggestion and going for the game that both teams might actually be trying to win.
Yeah. They're trying to start a Mexican wave in this match here, which is never a good sign.
You know what we call that here?
What do you call it?
The wave.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I love it whenever I hear, the Mexican wave, and we're going, yeah, the wave.
Do you know what, right? Do you know what really pisses me off?
Let it all out.
Right, okay.
We're about to hear, huh?
Right, so, you know the Icelandic clap?
Yeah, the thunder clap.
Yeah, right.
Oh, they were doing that in Ireland for years.
No, we weren't. No, we weren't at all. But it's actually coming into the game. And like every time I'm at an Ireland match, you know, it's already punishment enough watching them play. But then you have people trying to start to clap during the game, and you're kind of going, oh, lads, no, stop. It's just pathetic. Leave it to the Icelandics, I say.
Sometimes you got to let people who have a good chant or whatever do their thing, right? Same with the Lech Poznan that Man City copied. Remember they would turn their backs to goal and link arms.
We did that. Yeah, we started that again. Like it's just kind of like
it's cool. It's cool when someone does it the first time, but let them keep it. Then.
Yeah, like,
you don't have to bite their style, right?
Exactly.
It's the same with like goal celebrations, like player goal celebrations too. You see a lot of that. Right? Remember the airplane used to be a big one, and then everyone did that.
What's the kind of most kind of famous celebration of any player? Like kind of like a player that when he scores a goal, you're like, okay, that's his celebration. I think for me, it's Alan Shearer. When he used to score a goal, he used to put up his hand up in the air like that and run towards like the corner flag.
I know that one. In terms of memorable, you got to say Robbie Keane's is very memorable.
Yes,
everyone knows it.
What am I thinking? Yes, of course. Yeah, that should have been my number one. Yeah.
I mean, I think it was at '94 World Cup, Bebeto.
Yeah, I was going to say that one. That was brilliant.
Like, he's famous for doing it one time, right? Like that wasn't his every time. I mean, Ronaldo's is pretty well known now. His little jump.
Oh, that's yeah.
Which isn't. It's kind of weak.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan. He's just kind of showing off, basically.
Pelé's where he used to run and do the jump and.
Oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, I don't really remember it. So you might remember it.
Yes,
friends. Yeah, back in the day. Big Midi Clacker says, "Is Sevi a big golfer then?"
I'm a pretty medium-sized golfer, I think. No, I do love golf. I follow it pretty. I'd say I follow it just after soccer. I'd say golf is your
number one. Like,
yeah, I'm not very good though. I can hit the ball pretty far, but I'm just so erratic that I play like Ballesteros off the tee. I hit into trouble, except I don't play like him. I can't scramble out of it and find par or birdie. But I do love it.
Belgium is racking up those yellows. They are, Jack, aren't they?
True to the Sport had a good shout. He says, you want to know about the Pelé celebration? That's it right there. When he jumps and does the fist pump.
Okay, yeah.
Well done, True to the Sport.
Yeah, the king of football. There you go. He is. Absolutely is. But Maradona, lads, what are everyone thinking about Maradona? Like, I'm kind of like... I'm just annoyed the fact that there's people letting him kind of do what he's doing.
Someone's got to stop him.
Someone
He can't stop himself. He's a full-blown addict, right? He's just...
But like, there was a photograph apparently of the glass kind of wall where he was sitting down, like where people put their hands on, and apparently it was full of white substances.
Yeah, this is...
You're kind of going like, lads, come on.
He's not well.
And the other thing about it is that imagine if you're the Argentinian players, you're kind of going, listen, this is taking away the attention from the hard work that we did.
This is their moment.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not Diego's moment.
It's not at all. Like,
he needs to be a good cheerleader. He needs to be what Valderrama and Iguita were for Colombia. Just there cheering, applauding. You know,
exactly.
they're showing support, but they're not stealing the show.
Exactly. I mean, it's kind of like, watch it from the comfort of your own home. Panama scored. Come on, the Panamanians. Here we go.
And it was Rodriguez.
So okay.
Next goal scorer, it resets now. We've got Garrett E says next goal Vardy.
Let's go Vardy. Okay.
Okay. Resubmit. No one had Rodriguez. We know that.
Belgium on the attack. Shoots. Wide. Lucci. Panama. Come on, Panama. Remember Januzaj used to play for Manchester United, actually?
Yeah.
He was, he had a lot of potential. But I think he's playing with, is it Vigo or Real Sociedad now, I think it is. He seems to be doing quite well. In fairness, to get in that Belgian team, in that Belgian squad for the World Cup, you must be half decent. It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home.
Big, meaty clackers. A real MVP of this tournament.
Still a joke, Nangolan isn't there. Exactly, man. I mean,
he just signed for Inter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw that actually. Yeah. Oh, and apparently Wayne Rooney has gone to DC United. And while we're on the subject, I've done a football manager experiment on that subject.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So this, I think he was rumoured to be going maybe like a month ago or so, and I put together a experiment on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mr. Mas TV.
Okay.
And check it out. Get involved. Let me know what you think.
Can you give? Is there?
No spoilers.
No spoiler.
No, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. It's probably one of my favourite ever experiments.
I think.
And I've done a lot.
I think he should have just gone to China.
With his boyhood club.
Honest, I feel like if you go to a club like somewhere in China, I feel like no matter how badly you play, they will still love you. But I feel like if he gets caught out here, we saw it happen like when some Lampard and Gerrard and Pirlo came, and it was like, wow, they're really past their prime and they can't really do it anymore. Yeah. You know, it's kind of it really shows how far they've fallen.
I know, but the thing about DC United, they're brutal. They're one of the worst teams in the league. I think they finished last, or they're doing really badly anyway in the league. And you're kind of going, what if you were going to go to a club in America? You'd want to go to a team that has decent players. Like, why is he signing for a team like DC United? They must be paying him a lot of money. But if I was him, I'd be going, listen, bring me over. But you need to open up that checkbook and bring in other players around me, because the team at the moment is terrible.
You think he cares? You think he cares if he's coming to the MLS? You think he cares about winning? You think he's hoisting the MLS Cup as something that he's really eager to put on his CV?
It's a good question, but I suppose when you're talking about these kind of people who have achieved so much in their career, he's competitive by nature. Do you know what I mean? So he wants to win.
Sure. I mean, once you put him in a match, I'm not saying he's going to walk. He's going to try to win. He doesn't want to get embarrassed.
But I mean, if I was him, I would probably go, okay, well, this is my retirement money here. But it's not the right move in my opinion. Go to a bigger team. Go to China. Come to Shamrock Rovers. Listen, they'll take you.
Rovers, they'd love you there.
Thank you, Clackers. Put out the link. Look at that. Wonder how much they had to pay to get Rooney.
We'll find out. The thing is, they'll publicize. In America, we share that stuff.
Yeah.
We can find that out.
I reckon.
I've just been too lazy to look it up, and it just makes me depressed to find out what past it players
I
who are
reckon-
the same age as me are getting paid now.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I reckon he's on at least $2 million a year.
And it's not even about. It's also a marketing move for him, right? It's raising his profile in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's also he can walk down the street without being mobbed. You know what I mean? He'll get recognized a bit, but it's not like.
Yeah, I mean, there is that element as well, I suppose. I didn't really think about that. The fact that, like, that maybe he's just getting a little bit annoyed about all the, like, the media attention. Everywhere he goes, there's going to be a photographer, like, on his ass the whole time. Like you'd want to be going to a place like DC United where you probably won't get that. So he's maybe going for the lifestyle as well.
Terry says DC United is prepared to pay him between $5 and $8 million US a season.
What?
That's just an anonymous source, though.
He's going there
Maybe
for
a
the
little
love of the
player.
game, so that's great news.
Also,
Yeah.
the thing you have to understand, you were talking about going and joining great teams, is traditionally the past, since Beckham came, what was it, eight? How old am I now? 8 years ago? 10 years ago? Is the start. It's still at the point where as a great player comes in, and all of a sudden their team is good. David Villa comes in and can make a team, or Henry came in and made his team competitive. He might still feel like, well, if I go there, now we're good. It's changing recently when you have teams like Atlanta and Seattle who have kind of built teams, which is for the good of the league and better play. But I still feel like there's big gravity around big stars where they can make teams that aren't good all of a sudden good.
But the thing about the MLS and the whole kind of structure of
Tell
the
us
league.
about the MLS.
Yeah, well, I don't know too much about it now, but from what I know is that there's no fucking relegation.
No, there isn't.
Like what kind of a league is that where you can't get promoted and you can't get relegated? I mean, that doesn't give me too much confidence in the whole structure itself. Now, I think they might be bringing it in, or there are plans to bring it in, maybe.
There's talks too. When we just had a recent soccer federation elections, and one of our former players, Eric Winaldo, that was one of his big
I've heard of
platforms
him.
when he ran for it.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's the biggest problem, right? You look at these clubs, and without the threat of relegation, there's no incentive for them to invest in developing young talent, which is what we need. If for American soccer, for the good of American soccer, for the good of competitive parity in MLS, you know what I mean? But all of a sudden, if you can get relegated, and there could be a big hit to your fortune and your profile, and life could change, all of a sudden, you're really investing in your academies. You're bringing up talent. You're bringing through your own players. You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden, America's in a much better place in terms of soccer.
How does the whole kind of salary cap structure, how does that work? So I think they're allowed to have like a marquee player, is that right? And I think with the marquee player they can pay them whatever they want.
They're like designated player.
Yeah, I think it might be like 3 players that they can pay whatever they want, and then the rest of the players, here's England now. The rest of the players, they have to stick within a certain budget.
Yeah.
So what that says to me is that they're going to spend their money on players who can make a difference, i.e. forwards. So they're going to have to spend so much money on forwards, but then there's so little budget for defenders. So like the attackers are going to come up defenders who are journeymen, who aren't the greatest of players in the world.
And to be fair, if I had to operate within those rules, I'd do the same. I think if you go out and you buy the greatest defender in the world, you're doing a disservice to your team. 100%. If you can spend anything you want, you're going to go for the goal getter, right?
Of course, Beckham didn't do that bad either. He did very well.
No, he did.
Yeah.
But again, the team was okay when he came, and all of a sudden he made it much better when he was past his prime.
Yeah. And then Jack Raff says Rooney doesn't need retirement money. Well, I mean, he probably spent a lot of money. I think
he likes the ponies, huh?
He does, exactly. He likes to gamble a lot. So maybe he could have squandered a lot of his fortune. And the grannies as well, of course.
I've got some here. True the Sport says, no one can stop Maradona. Ibutu replies, only Dr. Drew can stop Maradona. That's our celebrity addiction doctor. And then True the Sport says, next goal, Rashford.
Rashford, okay, we'll mark you down for that one. Rangers have to try and sign him with Stevie G as manager. Who, Rooney?
I imagine, I kind of find it surprising that, because Jared and Rooney are actually, they get along.
Yeah.
They're friendly.
But they would have played together on the international stage as well.
Yeah, I know they've gotten along well enough. So I can't imagine that Jared wasn't at least making some phone calls to just see if he had any interest.
They can't compete though. Rangers, in fairness, can't compete with $6 to $8 million a year. Like
you're saying it was a pure money move. Plus, he's already known in Scotland, right? I mean, what's he? What's he going to do? What's winning the SPL?
And
whatever?
Rooney is kind of like, I think his brother actually could play for Ireland, so he probably wouldn't go to Rangers
stay
just because of the whole kind of Irish link there. When is Miami FC starting up? When is that starting?
They're still talking about the name. It's what, another year away?
Another year,
two?
okay.
I remember back when they had the Fusion when MLS launched. That's actually Carlos Valderrama played for them.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. And it's one of those places where I spent a good amount of time in Miami, and it doesn't feel like America. You're basically in Latin America. You feel like you're outside the country, so you know there's interest there, right?
But I mean, I suppose you can say the same with LA though as well, can't you? Like,
yeah.
You know, because
anytime Mexico plays here, they get cheered louder than the U.S. That's why we don't play. U.S. doesn't play games here.
Yeah. LAFC and LA Galaxy. Oh, like, here's the question though. Like, if you were living in LA and you were kind of going, okay, well, I don't want to support LA Galaxy, why would you support LAFC then? Like, I mean, like, is there any kind of part of LA that is linked to LAFC?
You know,
or is it just like...
It's not like North or South London. There's nothing like that,
There's
to be
nothing
honest.
like that? Okay.
So, here's I have some feelings about it. So, I grew up in LA, and I had season tickets to Galaxy when they were playing originally at the Rose Bowl. I was there when they had their opening match. Yeah. And that was when the MLS was starting. I was young. I was on the field there as one of the mascots for that opener.
Okay.
So I felt a little bit of a connection to the team. I mean, that was the only team in LA for some time until we had Chivas USA.
Okay.
But it always felt a little bit like, you know, when the MLS was being formed, they said, all right, let's pick all the major markets, LA, Chicago, you know, or not, it was New York and all the major cities, and let's just drop teams there.
Okay.
So it was like, here, LA, you get a team. Now, you know, you look forward 20 years later, LAFC is approaching it very differently. The culture has changed. There's someone who's kind of grown up from, you know, LAFC wouldn't have been dropped anywhere else. It feels very Los Angeles centric. It's something, they have a lot of grassroots support. A lot of fan groups have had input. They built a stadium that's perfect for soccer.
Right.
You know, a lot of the way they're building their team, it's something that resonates with a lot of fans and stuff. So
nice, right.
It has a different vibe. But that said, I also love Ibrahimovic, so I'm torn. I'm always torn.
But the other thing is, like that, I watched, what's the New York club?
NYFC or Red Bull?
And the one that Vieira is still manager of, he might
NYFC. He's off, I think.
He's gone now, is he? Right. But like, I was watching it was in like a baseball stadium. Is that right?
Yeah.
It didn't look right. There was something about it, and then it went to half time. And then you can kind of see...
When they pan around.
Yeah, and you're going, oh, that doesn't feel right. There's something wrong there.
It feels like this is an afterthought here.
Yeah.
Ibutu says, sticking with Torres for the next goal. It's halftime here in the England match, just waiting on the Panama-Tunisia thriller to head to halftime. And then we're gonna try. We're gonna try and get a little technical here.
This is... The technology here used, lads, is absolutely incredible. This has never been done before on twitch.tv/MrMassTV. Yeah, so England and Belgium, I mean, it looks as though they don't really care. I'm not going to lie. Belgium maybe looked like they want to win a little bit more. Southgate is probably going, listen, lads, play as badly as possible. Let's finish second here.
I mean, right now they're first place because of one yellow. I think it was only the one yellow we saw that gave England the tiebreaker on fair play.
The advantage.
Do you think you see maybe a John Stones, or maybe that's the play with bringing Fellaini in for Roberto Martinez?
No, I mean I think
that's how you make sure you don't end up with fair play on your side.
Yeah, like maybe like if I was one of the players, I'd probably kind of like just kind of touch the ball with my hand in the halfway line. I wouldn't go in for any kind of mad tackles because, listen, you don't want to get sent off in the World Cup. You don't want to sacrifice
you don't
your
want to take
place
too far
for the team as well. Like
you're not taking one for the team.
No way, no way.
There you go. All right, we're standing by on Sam. Oh, okay. And question, Garrett says fair play means least amount of cards. Yeah, that's it. Yellow and red cards.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
I've got to turn this on, by the way. I've turned it on now, TK.
The technology can only go so far before at some point we call it the air gap here.
Right.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Just got to plug it
in. Amazing. All this technology, forgot to turn it on. Amazing. But these are the kind of conditions you have to kind of work under them. Turning this thing on.
On, off. Okay.
So, who are we calling? We're calling Sam.
Sam Mason.
Live from England, UK, where football is about to come home.
It's on its way back.
BC Dubs, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're well, pal.
BT Dub's been with us for a few, I think.
He has, yeah.
So who are the goal scorers we got? I know we've got True to the Sport has Rashford, Ibutu has Torres, Garrett has Vardy. Is there anyone else you have?
Yeah, so Andy says Batshuayi for the next goal. In fairness, I reckon that could be a good shout. And I think there's a lot of nil-nils.
A lot of, yeah, there's a few.
I think Jack Crafts says 0-0. Big Meaty Clackers also says 0-0. So
all right, well, they got him in before halftime. I'd say that's fair. But if I hear a 0-0 coming in the 91st minute, there's shenanigans.
Yeah. In fairness to Colombia, like, they're going to be difficult to beat. Like, they're not like one of the weaker teams. So, like, if England do get on the kind of proper side of the draw, you know, they're going to have a tough match. Like, they really are.
From what I saw from Colombia's first 3 matches, they played 2 shit matches and 1 brilliant match.
Yeah.
So you don't know what Colombia you're going to get. Are you going to get a fit James and Falcao and Cuadrado running, jamming it down your throat, or are you going to get them when they look confused and let the other team pass them off the park?
Yeah. Like, the thing with Colombia as well is Falcao. You know, like, he was written off when he played for Manchester United. When he played for Chelsea, he was brutal.
He wasn't great.
He wasn't great at all. He was just after coming back from a ligament injury in his knee. But from what I've seen so far, like, he's actually kind of regained some confidence maybe. And he seems to be a player that can, you know, change a game. And I wouldn't have been saying that a couple of years ago when he was playing for United, when he was just terrible.
He looked done. He was
finished.
He looked like he needed to retire. Like, he didn't look like he needed to move on. He looked like he needed to give up.
Shower Cap George, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're well, pal. And he says, wouldn't the teams want to try to get a couple of yellow cards this game so they can end up second if it comes down to that? Yeah, absolutely, Andy. I mean, it could be a tactic, but the only thing is, pal, is that they just can't make it too obvious. That's the only thing they can't do. Like, but how did they do that? Like, you know,
I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I would love.
Do you
it.
reckon? Yeah. Do you reckon they're doing like in Japan?
Don't you think that would kind of endear yourself to the fans? If you look and you look at the stand, they show the standing on the big screen. You take a look, and all of a sudden you just give one of these, right? Yeah. We could pull a little hair or something, right?
Oh, that goal from Panama! Come on. Yeah, I mean, there has to be a way that they can do it, I think, but I don't know. The thing is, like, if you're in this moment, what would you do? Like, you know, the fact that you're better off finishing in second here, but do you want to be in the team for the next game? And that's the question.
You take one for the team. You do take a couple yellows. You just nothing crazy. Why don't we do some analytics here? We're waiting for old Sam to finish his pint.
Exactly. Here we go.
All right. Where shall we start?
Well, I mean, let's go for Tunisia, Panama, I reckon, then.
Sure, I'll let you take this one.
The look on his face, wow, it's priceless.
Although, to be fair, some of the stats here might be as drab as what's going on in the...
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, like, you would expect to kind of around about 50-50 for possessions-wise, but this is the most important one, I think, is that this shows that Belgium are going for it a little bit more. You know, they've only had 2 on target, I suppose. But, I mean, if you look at England, 3 attempts, 0 on target.
Not great.
That's not great.
Between the two teams, fewer than 500 total passes attempted in a half. That's not really a lot. That's not really...
Like, compared to England's last game or last couple of games, I think they were a lot higher than that. Again, this kind of shows you that they're like, okay, well, let's pass the ball around, but, like, you know, not too much.
Yeah. Don't do too well. And, there's I missed a second yellow card there. So
there's 2 yellow cards.
Now England have really got to. Where's Vinnie Jones when you need him, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Total passes in the final third, not a lot. England whipping in a few crosses. I think that was all. They're always going to have more crosses than their opponent as soon as you saw the formation with the wing backs and
But like when
it's an easy out.
When
too.
can we find a game in any level of football or soccer, right, where two teams are kind of going, listen, we shouldn't win here, and it kind of reflects in these kind of statistics as well, where like they don't want to win, really they don't want to win, but they have to kind of play a game that doesn't kind of represent the fact that they are going out for the loss.
I say embrace it.
Embrace it.
Score own goals, make a mockery of it. Let FIFA know exactly what you think of their rules.
It's a big FU to FIFA kind of
big
thing.
FU after what happened, what we can talk about in a minute, with to Senegal going out on fair play.
Yeah.
If you want to make that, make a joke of it.
Yeah,
it's FIFA. They make a joke of themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I suppose here again, like in the final third, we can see that it's pretty even. England a little bit more forward with the ball, but I mean, there's nothing really you can say here about the action areas. Like if they don't want to score,
then let's say nothing about it.
That sounds like a plan. Look at this, England. They are here. They're Rashford. Okay, so Rashford, right? Okay, in fairness to him, like you would expect him to kind of want to prove a point. I haven't really. Have you seen him on the ball?
He's been quiet. Vardy's been quiet too, to be honest. Both of them. I can't think of a ton of.
Yeah, but I mean, I suppose the thing with England is their kind of major kind of force is Trippier on the right-hand side. He's not playing today. Arnold is in his kind of place instead. Again, I haven't really seen too much of him.
No.
He's another player that is out there to kind of prove a point.
Sure.
Danny Rose on the left-hand side. This is where England, I think, are the most dangerous. Going down the left-hand side, trying to create opportunities. They need both wing-backs for this formation to work, to really run up and down the wing. And again, they're not really doing too much of that.
And the Belgians?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose Batshuayi is... Listen, Batshuayi is nearly like on his own up here.
He's desperate to score.
Is gagging for a goal.
He doesn't want a goal. He wants like 4 goals.
Yeah.
He's trying to score his 5th before he can get his first. That's
Exactly,
the problem.
yeah. You can see here, this is actually really interesting. The fact that Batshuayi is so far forward, again, it just shows you his intent. In terms of the rest of the players, they're like, listen, forget about it. Let's just be fit for the next match. Again, yeah, as I said, you see with England that they want to go down the wings. That's their main kind of focus. Only 16% down the middle, though, which is interesting.
Not a lot.
No.
And you can go ahead and take a look at Belgium.
Le Belgique. Again, they seem to be going down the left and right hand side. Again, not too much happening in the middle. I want to see a bit more of Torgan Hazard, though. He seems to be a decent player. I think he plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach in Germany. Haven't really seen too much of him, though, in fairness.
Let's take a look at his heat map. Yeah, take a look at this. What position is this person playing?
Yeah, he's kind of all over the place. Again, another player that needs to prove a point. He's not proven anything with this. That's poor.
And let's see his passes.
I suppose he is on the left-hand side trying to kind of create stuff, but when going forward, look at this. Look at the state of this. 4 unsuccessful passes, with only 3 successful going forward when it matters the most, and only 1 in the opposition half. That's really poor. You'd expect a little bit more from him.
Anyone else on Belgium who's a pass map you want to see?
I want to have a look at Batshuayi. I want to see what's going on with him.
Well, first, we'll look at his passes.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, not great. Again, it's similar enough to Torgan Hazard. More unsuccessful passes than successful. He's created 1 chance, but he should have actually scored. In fairness, he should have scored in the first half. And I think where he got most of the touches was in the box. I'm after pressing the button there, by the way.
Not a problem.
I'm ruining everything.
No. Let's take a look at Belgium's shot attempts.
Yeah, in fairness to England, they're blocking a lot of attempts on goal. 6 blocks. This shot was contender for goal of the season.
It didn't go off our throw as we saw the other day, so it could always get worse.
What's your kind of thoughts on this?
Yeah, there was that one long shot that tested Pickford a little bit earlier. Yeah. A couple shots inside the box. I think they looked likelier than England to score by a good amount.
Yeah.
I think these might have even been headers. I think that went wide, and not stonewall attempts. It was kind of half chances that they just flicked on, and a block shot from deep. Not great.
Not great. I mean, again, you know, this is the team that England were going to play against, and everyone kind of knew that they're going to be a test. Where the first two games, Mickey Mouse teams, they were absolutely brutal. I mean, no disrespect to the two teams over there, but I mean, you know, they are not world beaters. Where Belgium, in fairness to them, you know, a lot of people have tipped them to win the competition. We haven't really seen too much from either side, I would think, so far.
You feel a little cheated that there's no implications here? I mean, not the ones where they both need to win.
I suppose, yeah, you might feel a little bit like that, but at the end of the day, like, I mean, their faith is in their own hands here. Like, you know, they can make the decision of whether they want to go and play the easier games or they want to play the hard games. It's that simple. The fact that the two matches are going on at the same time is a plus. Just in case there was another match that was going on here that might implicate what was going on in this match here.
Sure.
That's decent. But when it comes down to this, and when it comes down to the fact that you've got more yellow cards, I'm not sure if it's the fairest way to kind of judge it. Should there be the other question is, should there be a penalty for teams not trying?
I would
like to see it.
Yeah. How do you enforce that? How do you say you're not trying?
Yeah, but you
are.
Yeah, but
you're kind of trying.
But you look at the Japan game today and go, listen, they're making passes that are not going forward, and like everyone knows in the stadium, the two managers know exactly what's happening here. I mean, I think they should be punished for that, because if they're not punished, FIFA are kind of saying, listen, this is grand, this is okay.
Yeah,
that's not good
enough. If we're okay with that, great, but
yeah.
Don't tell me that team advanced because of fair play.
Yeah, it's not good enough. It is just not good enough in my opinion.
Should we pronounce a few more words, or you got any good trivia for us?
Any good trivia? I'm going to find a question there. Oh yes, let's do a few more words. Right, okay, right. Irish names. As you know, Sevi was taking the piss.
I do.
Of my Irish accent and my pronunciations of the Mexican players. So we're going to go for...
You wrote that on its own piece of paper. That's...
Yeah. We're going to go... All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go for the third one down. So it's this one here. Irish names. Sevi is going to try and pronounce them. Now, in fairness, so far, it's laughable, I would say, in his pronunciation so far.
I'll tell you what, when Ireland qualify for the next World Cup, then I'll learn how to pronounce all the names, okay?
Okay, right. This one here, third one down, this one here.
Mac?
Yeah, got that one.
Joya? Padraig. How close was I? Padraig? Did I get Padraig right?
Okay, I'll give you that. It was Muck Gilla Foric.
Mac Gilla Foric?
Yeah.
That's basically Padraig. If so, then it should be Foric Harrington, who's a champion golfer.
I know, but there's a H there. There's a H there. I didn't want to put
it. What did you call it?
Foric.
A H?
Yeah.
What's the H? H?
Yeah, H.
H?
Yeah.
We're talking the same language right now.
Right, and there's one more. The last one here, if you can see it there. Producer Terry, get that one. Yeah, okay.
All right. This one I got to go outside the bag.
This one here.
Macaban.
Say it again?
Macaban. What is it?
It's McGowan.
McGowan?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's close.
All right.
Are these surnames?
These are surnames, yeah. These are, like really kind of common Irish surnames.
Really common?
Really common.
Donahue. I know that one. That's
you know that one, yeah.
Took me a few chances.
England needs 4 yellows to get second now, so they need 4 yellows, okay. Unless they go for the draw. BC Dub says, good test for games to come for England. Only going to get harder from here. Yeah, I mean, if I was Southgate now, I'd be going, listen, let them score. Just let them do what they need to do.
I mean,
give the ball to Batshuayi.
An own goal is a little bit sacrilegious. Like I don't know if you can go that far.
Like you can't. No, you can't do an OG.
I would. I don't. I'm not better than that.
Would you go for an OG? Would you actually go in front of the world? There's 20 million people sitting at home.
I wouldn't just go for an OG. I would go for the OG of OGs.
Would you
I would Rabona. You know what I mean? I'd volley it. I'd bicycle it. I would go top corner. Yeah.
Would you take it up from the kickoff or something and just kind of bang it in? But would you have to have a word with the goalkeeper and kind of go, listen?
No, he'll figure it out when he's picking the ball out of net. I give him no chance to get it.
It's Pickford. He's brutal anyway. Yeah, don't mind him.
I would try everything because imagine that would be a highlight. Then people remember that. People remember terrible own goals.
But
and I'd give that poor lad on Mexico a break for scoring one of the worst own goals I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that blatant. Like, there's ways to do this in a very covert way, and it's kind of like
not my way.
It's not. Yeah,
don't do it the American way.
Yeah,
with a grenade and some fireworks as I blast it in my own net. You're saying a little subtlety.
Yeah, don't do it the Trump way.
No,
you know, just do it a bit more kind of subtle. Yeah. Right, I'm going to look for a few quiz questions for you. All right.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I feel like I passed most of the tests. There's a couple. You had a couple good ones that definitely got me, but
see, a lot of these questions are quite difficult. But I mean, I think
there's a fine line.
Whatever study that you've done in the past of like certain World Cups has definitely paid off here.
I got a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah.
Your questions. I feel like they've kind of been either
too easy or too hard.
There's no middle ground. You had like one where it was like fair. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Come on now.
What was that?
That Rashford.
Yeah.
That was your chance, pal.
Sterling can do that. You aren't showing anything that Sterling guy can't do. He can flash one wide.
Have you been impressed by Sterling so far? That's the thing. I don't know if I have. But in fairness, we have to take these performances with a pinch of salt because they were playing against poor opposition. But so far, he didn't kind of set the world alight for me.
Damo Dingle says 1-0 Belgium. That's what he's predicting.
He's predicting 1-0. Yeah, so don't forget, next goal scorer in either game. We've only 3 proper entries to win a World Cup jersey of your choice. We're going to be doing the draw live after this game. All you need to do is name the next goal scorer. It's as simple as that. Put it in chat, Twitch, YouTube, Periscope.
We're out there.
Whatever you're into, get involved. Okay, here's a good one for you. Which African country was the first to compete in a football World Cup?
First
let me know if you know.
Country. I mean, the team that's from Africa that's always been head and shoulders above the rest feels like Nigeria, or maybe a Cameroon's been around for a while. I don't think South Africa was ever too good, but that would be a good guess. Belgium.
Here we go. Oh, no.
Good defending.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Good interception.
So which African country was the first to compete in a football World Cup? If you know in chat, by the way, in either chat.
Yeah, have a guess.
Have a go. Let me know if you know. If you know, let me know.
Maybe thinking, I don't know, maybe Cameroon was, is there, what other country, all right, so, is there another country that was good back in days of yore? I'm going to go with Cameroon, maybe.
You're going to go Cameroon?
Yeah.
In fairness, it is a good answer.
But it's not the answer.
But it's not the answer. The correct answer is Egypt in 1934.
You know what? I should have known that when we were talking about...
I actually thought you were going to get it.
When the last time they did things, Egypt scored or whatever. Here comes the Belgium goal. It's got to happen.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh! It's coming home!
Football's coming home!
Here we go, Yanazai! Come on!
Wow. That was a great goal.
I'm cheering for England, by the way, because this is a good result for England. Belgium are celebrating. They're going, fuck, why did we score, Yanazai? What are you doing, buddy?
Just we're talking about a player who comes in, hasn't got a lot of minutes, but
he wants to prove a point.
But exactly. Now, if you're Martinez and you've seen this, he took a ball by himself, didn't have a chance, created it, curled one in. Are you not now thinking of him next match?
Absolutely.
This is one of the first guys off the bench or starting?
I mean, in fairness, look at this. I mean, that was fantastic.
I haven't seen Carrasco do that this tournament, right?
A little shimmy there. Like, who was that? Was that Rose? Rose was just like done. He was absolutely done. And Delph as well. He kind of didn't go for the ball. Pickford do better there, though, in fairness. I think he should. I'm not sure of his positioning there. I think he might have been a bit too kind of far off the line. What did Martinez do? Did he just go like that?
Cut him.
I think he did, actually.
Bring him off. You broke the deal, buddy.
He was like, what are you doing, Paul? This is not in the game plan. Another stat from this World Cup, actually, which is quite interesting. No African team is in the last 16 for the first time in 36 years. That's crazy. Should have been Senegal, Les.
Senegal, I think on terms of quality, I think Senegal deserved. And also, when I was watching that Colombia game, it definitely had a sensation of a little bit of bias towards the bigger team. It was we like Colombia, we like the fans. There was that they had a penalty called. Mane was brought down in the box. VAR called it back. The announcers and a lot of people are saying, going, "Oh, they got it right. He got the ball." But I keep looking at the frame by frame, and I see him go through leg first to get the ball at full speed, and I don't know how that's not a penalty. We saw a call for Griezmann the other day, a very very weak penalty, and I think the attackers are supposed to get the benefit of the doubt, are they not?
Yeah, they are. Like, again, my kind of judgment on the whole VAR thing is that I'm like, there's moments when I'm like, yeah, that's a great decision, but then there's other moments where I'm kind of going, listen, what are the rules? What are the proper rules here of the VAR? Because no one knows. And I think what should have happened is that FIFA should went, right, okay, for people who want to know about the rules of VAR, this is what they are. Go to this website address and check them out for yourselves. But we haven't heard anything like that. And it only leads to uncertainty.
Yeah. Oh, they called it. Didn't they look at it? Or we looked at it. Oh no, but it's the referee's call.
Yeah. People don't know what's going on.
If the fact that we don't know tells you something's wrong right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think Alexander-Arnold has a crack here. Scored one like this in the Champions League for Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, give him a go.
Next goal scorer, get it in, folks. Tunisia had a goal too.
Tunisia,
good for them, huh?
Here we go.
Reset the goal scorers all around. No one had a Tunisian goal scorer.
I don't think so.
Come on, Alex.
DJ Scotty, how you doing, pal? Hope you're well, dude.
Couldn't get it over. Apparently, the Martinez celebration was just saying it's fire, that's hot.
Oh, really? It kind of looked to me like he was kind of saying, all right, lads, that's it now.
Yeah.
Don't score anymore. Come on.
It's hard. Any player can tell you it's hard not to. When you have a look at the goal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to pull back.
But I suppose if you look at the likes of Batshuayi as well, he's probably going to go, right, okay, well, if Januzaj is going for it,
exactly,
and we're 1-0 up, we're probably going to win this game, But the other question is, right, are England trying? Are England actually trying here? Is this the first real test and they're failing? Or is it the fact that they're kind of going, listen, we don't want to win anyway?
If England was trying, it would be a completely different 11 out there. Same for Belgium too.
But it is basically like the England B team versus the Belgian B team. That's what we're looking at right now.
So is that a good test then? Whose reserves are better than whose reserves?
It kind of is. Because everyone said before the start of the tournament that Panama were the team that were going to be beaten by a lot of goals. Tunisia were fairly a team that they would walk over. But Belgium was always going to be the test. In fairness to Belgium, they're playing the ball around really well. Is this Januzaj again? Okay.
Yeah.
The good thing about Januzaj scoring, though, in fairness to him, is that he kind of failed in England, and there was a lot of kind of prospect. He actually could have played for the English national team as well. He could have played for Albania. He could have played for, was it Serbia?
Yeah.
And Belgium and England. So he's like, listen, you didn't pick me. This is what I'm going to do.
He's got something to prove, too.
He's got something to prove, exactly. I'm good, thanks, mate. Just back from Mallorca. Oh, nice. Liking the new setup you've got going on. I'm in LA at the moment. In the
heat.
The heat.
We didn't issue a heat warning. You were caught off guard a little bit.
Yeah, it is quite warm here at the moment. But I'm leaving tomorrow, Scotty pal. It's my last show here. And I'm back to Ireland.
True to the Sport says next goal scorer, Januzaj.
Januzaj?
I'm saying it the way that it was typed.
Yeah, we all know how bad you are at pronunciations anyway. Andy says Batshuayi for the next goal. Jack Kraft says surprising goal, but it was the only way England could get second. 4 yellows in one half would be a bit too much. I think you're right, pal. I think you're right. Pickford maybe just went, yeah, let's just leave it.
Man. Just a little yawn save. Just kind of. He did lay out, but I just think that was a class goal, to be honest.
It was. I mean, yeah, he shimmied past Danny Rose like he wasn't there, and then he can pick the ball out like that. It's just brilliant.
If you're England, that's perfect. They completely bailed you out.
Yeah.
Because it was a goal where it wasn't like, Olay, here, you go ahead and just pass it in the net. It was a class, ooh, it's a lot of blood, goal. And now, now they don't have to do anything.
Yeah. What are people saying on social media, actually? Like, what's the kind of general kind of view of people here? Are people kind of going, listen, let's just stick the way we are, let them get the ball? Or are they kind of saying, like, come on, England, get back into this?
Wes Bid says next to score will be Harry Kane. I love the optimism. I love it. So someone also asked, what's the reaction going to be if England loses to Colombia? It's this status quo, the usual.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right, if they do win, or if they do lose to Colombia, like they're going out against a team that were better than them in Colombia, but they're giving themselves a much better opportunity to go further. They can take the gimme against Japan if they do come first here, but you're kind of going, like, you're only going to get to the quarterfinals because, as we've seen, the other teams that are in that side of the group are much better teams that England, in fairness, they don't really have a chance against.
Vermaelen's coming off injured. You know what that means? He'll probably win a trophy for Barcelona while he's before he gets back.
He's hardly. I've seen him play for Barcelona maybe once or twice in the last couple of years that he's been there. Like,
it's been
crazy,
one or two times. Yeah, it's been.
DJ Scotty says both teams wanted second place. England, as much as won't want to lose, will be very happy if it stays this way. Completely agree, Pop. Completely agree. But if England gets second place and gets slapped in the last 16, you can imagine the outcry. Like, there's no way they're going to win in terms of, if they do lose to Colombia. But, this is England's best chance of winning or doing very, very well in a World Cup this century at least.
Yeah.
I think the last major opportunity that England could have actually gone all the way.
2002.
No, it was in 1996 when in the Euros. When it was
Southgate
actually
missed the penalty, yeah?
That's right, yeah, exactly right. But that was the other best opportunity. I reckon now, I mean, the other thing about this is that, like, we haven't seen teams that are world beaters in this. We might look at Brazil and go, listen, they might probably be the best
players,
team out there.
But they haven't played like it yet.
Exactly. And, like, there's no teams that England, in my opinion, should fear here. Like, there's no teams England should fear. So, yeah.
I like their 2002 team. That was when they were undone by Ronaldinho chipping David's team in.
That was Ronaldinho, and was that
quarterfinals?
Was it the quarterfinals? But I think
because Brazil after that played, I think it was Turkey or something. In the semifinals.
Yeah, that's when Rivaldo went down. When someone after was kicking the ball at him, and he went down like a crybaby. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And England was bossing Brazil in that game until there was a red card, and then it changed the way they played.
But that was kind of England's kind of golden generation.
Yeah.
The likes of Rio Ferdinand. Oh.
Gerrard. Scholes was still around.
Scholes. Like, the thing about Scholes is like that he did so well for Manchester United, but he never really kind of replicated that kind of form for England.
He never got the sensation that he cared as much. Maybe, maybe playing for Manchester United meant more to him.
Yeah, but that goes back to the question, though, doesn't it? Like, the fact that, which is bigger? Is it playing for your club or is it playing for your country? And for the likes of Liverpool, for the likes of Newcastle, and do you know what? It's probably more the kind of northern teams.
Sure.
They are more kind of club-centric over the nation itself.
Well, they've always kind of culturally felt a little at odds with
exactly right.
the country as a whole.
Yeah, 100%. Right, we're doing another quiz question here. Let's see.
Oh, you got one.
Let's see if it's a good one. So,
England look like they're going to surrender another goal here.
Right, this is a bit of a, like, there's so many different answers to this, but it is kind of topical. So which 7 English players have missed penalties after extra time in a Football World Cup? So there's 1 point for each correct answer.
You mean after extra time, meaning in a shootout?
Yeah, so like after extra time in a like proper shootout.
Shoot, 2006 had plenty. Carragher missed one. I remember he had to retake. That's the first one that stands out to me. Who else has missed for England? Southgate, we know. I think I've blocked out a lot of these.
So a lot of these, just looking at the answers here, a lot of these would be from maybe not this kind of generation, from generations gone by. So maybe the last, like, what, 30 years or so, maybe just 35 years nearly.
Ah, come on, that's too tough.
Well, there's one that, like, I think is, that everyone kind of would get is Stuart Pearce.
Oh, Psycho.
Psycho, yeah. But if you know in chat, by the way, we're looking for players, English players, that have missed a penalty. Bonus
points if you remember watching it and what did you think when it was going on.
Exactly.
That's what the Carragher one is the one I remember because it was 2006, England against Portugal. I remember I just landed in Italy. I literally, as soon as I got there, I threw the match on, and it was towards the end.
Yeah.
And then I see Carragher come in, didn't play a minute in the match. They brought him in just for the shootout because you figure he had something special that he'd been practicing, and he does this run up from 20 yards, and buries it, and the referee makes him retake it because he went before the whistle.
Oh,
and it was one of those things where all of a sudden everyone panicked because he realized that was his one penalty.
Yes.
He couldn't, you know what I mean? He'd already showed his hand, so he had to just do it all over again, and surprise, surprise, it was stopped.
I think there's a massive kind of advantage for the goalkeeper if that happens.
Of course. He's shown you his best penalty.
Exactly right. What they should have done when games get like this is to keep them competitive is the winner should be able to pick first or second seed. That's not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah. And then think about the wrinkle that puts in with the team that gets chosen. If you're Japan and you're going, oh, you want to play us?
Yeah.
That fires you up a little bit.
Yeah, it would actually. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, actually. Like, again, like, we can't have this circumstance where these two teams, like, don't want to win. It's beneficial for these two teams to finish in second position. Like, that can't be good. That can't be good for the game. It's
great for me. I love it. I thought it was going to be worse, to be honest. I thought it was going to be even...
But like, listen, this looks like a friendly match to me. This, like, the pace of the game is very slow. Even looking at the statistics at half time.
Oh, like, brilliant statistics.
I mean...
great looking stuff.
Look, like, I mean, it's poor. But maybe England are this good. Those are the questions.
I've got a fun fact for you.
Fun fact, here we go.
Fun fact.
Here we go.
Panama and Tunisia are actually playing right now. Same time.
Amazing.
Who knew?
And you know what? Modern technology lets us watch it on the other screen as well.
But it can't force me to.
It's amazing.
Assuming this holds, which tie in the quarterfinals are you most looking forward to?
Should we get it up on the screen? Let's get it up. Speaking of modern technology, look at this. Crazy.
So assuming we get England, Colombia, right?
Yeah.
And Belgium playing Japan over there.
Yeah.
What's the?
Well, there are two for me.
Okay.
There's two games for me that I really want to see, and the first one is Brazil versus Mexico. Now, as you know, I'm a massive Mexico fan.
Love tacos.
I love tacos. Everything about the culture, the food, the people, everything. No, but in fairness, though, Mexico versus Brazil, I think is going to be a really, really good game. I'm just really kind of sorry for Mexico, the way that they lost to Sweden and they finished in second to play against Brazil. I thought they would go a lot further. If they were on the other side of the draw, Mexico, in my opinion, would have been one of the favourites to win.
They would have been down in Sweden's spot down here.
Like
playing Switzerland.
Like
with
Switzerland.
The chance maybe to play in England, where...
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm just...
Here we go.
Oh!
Rashford
trying to prove a point.
It got a touch, but...
Exactly. I mean, again, this heightens the point that we're making. The players who are getting the chances, the players who are getting the opportunities are the players who didn't start in the first two games. He should have scored that one.
He has to score that.
Oh, man.
He's far enough out where he can just chip it straight over the top.
Yeah. 65 minutes.
Too easy for him. He likes to score stunners from 40 yards out. That's too easy for him.
Yeah, another match I really want to see, even though it's not the obvious France versus Argentina, it is Uruguay versus Portugal. I reckon this is going to be one of the dirtiest matches in the World Cup. I want to see Ronaldo out there. I want to see Suarez. It's going to be filthy. This is where there's going to be a lot of yellow cards. There's going to be maybe 1 or 2 red cards.
Straight filth.
Filth. What about you?
Brazil, Mexico, for obvious reasons. I'm invested in Mexico, and I think they play better against good teams. They're better as an underdog.
Yeah.
I think we get more of Mexico played against Germany rather than how they played against Sweden.
Yeah. That's a good point.
France, Argentina. I just think just because of the quality and the unpredictableness, I think I can't not watch anything Argentina is doing right now. It's must-see TV.
I fear for Argentina.
You think they get thrashed? You think France wakes up finally?
I reckon Argentina are going to lose badly, and it's not going to end well for Messi. They're going to be exposed, and that manager Sampioli, whatever his name is,
he's not even managing now.
He's not even.
He's still managing Chile.
Did you see that clip?
He's asking Messi who to bring on.
Yeah, I mean
that's not a manager.
That's not a manager, lads. This is crazy.
He has no control.
Panama. Tunisia scored. Oh no. Was it Ben Youssef?
Must have been.
Yeah.
One more match. I'm also curious.
Yeah.
Spain, Russia, only because the collapse could be on there as well. Spain have had a lot of cracks in the armor, and you just don't know. The host nation, sometimes they get the benefit of the doubt, or anything could. There could be an upset here. They might have one more surprise.
But
Russia.
did you hear what FIFA actually came out and said that all the Russian athletes were clean, and for them to come out and say that is nearly unprecedented.
It's the vote of confidence, right? Where it's like you're saying more by having to go and say that.
And we all know about the history of Russia and the performance-enhancing drugs. They weren't allowed to compete in the Olympics. I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, the way that those lads were running up and down the pitch, it wasn't just the energy drinks that were keeping them going.
I mean, there's almost a sense of perverse pride they take in how they're
able
to game the system. There's that documentary where they said, yes, we're the best cheaters in the world.
Yeah.
They were proud of how they're able to get around the rules. GE says tanking worked for the Sixers, the Philadelphia 76ers.
Say it again.
So in the NBA, usually the worst teams, performance-wise, then get the top picks in the draft.
Okay.
And so a team NBA 76ers did that a few years in a row. Then got a bunch of top picks, and now they're good again.
It's kind of like the Jacksonville Jaguars in the NFL. Is that right?
Your team.
There you go, my team. Here we go. So because then it stops this kind of game, it's annoying to watch as a fan. Yeah, I'd say it's really annoying. If I was an England fan now, I don't know who I'd want to cheer for. I don't know what I want to do in terms of, do I want to see England winning this or not? So yeah, I can imagine. I think Uruguay versus Portugal should be a great game. Then Brazil versus Mexico should be spicy. Don't talk to me about spice, pal. But yeah, Mexico-Brazil should be a very, very good game. But you were saying that Mexico play a lot better when they are the underdog. We've seen that against Germany.
Yeah.
Did you see how they played? And I think the history there between Brazil and Mexico, there's one player that I'm looking forward to see, and hopefully he can do the business, is Lozano.
He'll need to.
Yeah.
I don't think Mexico can afford to have a bad game by him.
Oh, England on the attack here. Here we go. In the box. He's free. Anyone there? No.
Hit it.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, that's way off. Oops.
It's like a Dumb and Dumber reference. He was way off. Tunisia are 2-1 up now. Yeah, that's right. 2-1.
Tunisia 2 up. We need new predictions?
New predictions. Get them in, lads. There's only 20 minutes left. All you need to do, name the next goal scorer in either of the games for your chance to win a World Cup jersey of your choice. Easy.
It's gonna be England. They're gonna do it to themselves.
Oh man,
they're gonna do it to themselves. They just can't resist. They can't resist.
But do you reckon, right, here's another question, right? Do you reckon if Rashford scores a goal, do you reckon he's going to be seen as a villain? Do you reckon that people are going, Rash, what the hell are you doing, man?
No.
Or are they going to be cheering him on?
You can't fault a guy for trying to score if he's not a mainstay.
But you're doing your team a disservice here by putting them in the wrong half of the draw.
If you do, you'd be in some memes for sure. But it's not it's not as if when you actually knock it out. It's not You know, and when U.S. played Belgium and got knocked out in 2014 World Cup, we had a striker called Wondolowski who missed an absolute sitter that would have done it for us.
Right.
And he was just like vilified because he actually, you know, it directly resulted in.
Yeah, I suppose like if you look at, you know, any player that makes a mistake at that level, they're always going to come in for some kind of criticism. It looks like of what's his name, Rob Green, who let the goal in against the USA there 4 years ago, or whatever it was, 7 or is it 8 years ago?
That
2010, wasn't it?
2010.
Yeah, and you're looking at players like that, you're kind of going, this is bad. I wonder how Caballero is feeling. Like,
we're not going to see him.
No, he's finished now. That seems done. Vardy, next goal, says Andy's. If England would score, they would have done it with that Rashford chance. You reckon that was their chance, Jack Kraft? Yeah, possibly.
They might get another good
They
look.
might get another go.
You know why England are going to blow it and lose? Because Sam Mason got too drunk in the pub to join us.
Oh yeah, what happened to Sam? Is he technical difficulties? Yeah, he was at the bar. He was drinking some Mongo. This stuff, I tell you, lads. Woo.
He didn't feel. He had 2 pints in both hands. He didn't think that. He didn't realize that he needed one free.
Yeah.
True to Sport says next goal scorer Ben Youssef.
Oh,
yes.
Here we go.
The Ben Youssef.
Here we go. The chance was so big that even Mask would miss it. Wow. Okay. Listen, you haven't seen me play football.
Can you finish?
Yeah, like I used to take free kicks as well.
Really?
I used to be good. Yeah.
Are you left-footed or right-footed?
Right-footed. Yeah.
Dime a dozen, you guys.
See, the thing is, like I played in goal. I played like in right back, sometimes in midfield. I was more of a creative type.
The creative right back?
Yeah, kind
Cafu?
of. Not like a wing back. You know,
Okay.
I probably couldn't get up and down the wing as fast as Trippier or Danny Rose. But here we go. Keeper.
Wow, almost through. I love the Ben Youssef prediction. That's the best.
Fellaini to score the next goal. And DJ Scotty B says next goal is going to be an own goal. Okay. Company's coming on. So, Company, like...
Short of the defense. Is he fit?
He's not, though. That's the thing. Like, he's a player like that gets injured so much. Maybe they're putting him on because he's not 100% fit.
Trying to see how he can react. He can run out a little bit.
Yeah, like I think if you're relying on a player like that who gets injured so much, you might as well give the place to a player who plays in, week out. He's past it.
I mean, to be fair, they're a little spoiled for choice, right? They've got Vertonghen, Alderweireld, even Vermaelen. He's still a good player, right? I mean, we haven't seen much of him either. He's the same story, always injured, but...
Yeah, in terms of quality of the pitch, like, you know, nearly every single position, you know, you're looking at a world-class player. Not as good as France, not as good as Brazil, but I kind of like how Belgium play. I like the players, and like if KDB is in form, you know, he can just do the business.
He's class. I don't understand how Chelsea could let him go. Salah, I remember when he was at Chelsea, and he didn't look that great. He reinvented himself once he left.
But the thing with Salah, though, is that I think Mourinho kind of tried to play him. Was Mourinho in charge? He was, yeah. He kind of tried to play him on the kind of the left-hand side. It was more like a midfielder, more so than a striker. But if you look back on, you know, his record, you know, getting rid of players, KDB and Mo Salah, probably the two best players in the world, or two
Did Lukaku go when he was there, or was that someone else?
No, I think he actually brought him in, actually, Lukaku. Oh.
Set piece.
Courtois. Apparently Courtois is about to leave Chelsea as well.
That's strange. Something isn't right there, I feel like.
Oh, well, I mean, the thing is, right, what's happening there is that Conte doesn't want to resign, because if he resigns...
He doesn't get his payoff.
He doesn't get his payoff, which is reportedly around £10 million. Imagine that. Leave the job, here's 10 million. But Courtois, you know, doesn't want to be in the team. It looks as though Abramovich is kind of like the guy who's making the decisions in the transfer market.
Yeah.
So any manager that comes in, you know,
has to deal with that.
yeah, like, and you don't want to be dealing with that shit.
No.
Like, you don't. Apparently, the guy who they're supposed to get,
Sorry,
yeah, is the chain smoker from Napoli.
he's great.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a bit of a character in the Premier League. Like,
says exactly what he's thinking.
love that.
Too.
We need more of that. We need much more of that.
Welbeck's coming on.
Well, now they really want to lose. Salah at Chelsea got hammered and was only known for his pace. He was played out of position a bit, maybe. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking as well, man.
I mean, I love Salah as much as anyone, but I just remember. I remember when he was at Basel, because he was linked with Liverpool, and he chose Chelsea. And I watched him, and he just looked like a one-trick pony, where he just tried to outpace people. But he reinvented himself, and then found a manager or a formation.
Here's a question for you. You know, when you use the word basil, like, do you guys call it basil here? In terms of like the ingredient?
Yes.
Basil.
The herb?
Yeah, the herb, yeah.
We call it basil.
Basil, I love that. That's great.
What do you call it?
Basil. We call it, oh, that's farting. Put that in the potatoes. Potato.
What is your favorite potato dish?
Potato dish.
You like baked? You like some sort of au gratin? Do you like mashed?
Jesus,
fries?
Au gratin?
I don't know.
What the hell is that? Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I do.
That's a Midwest dish right there, if I've ever.
Yeah, no, I kind of like mashed potatoes with a little bit of butter.
How much?
Sometimes.
How much?
It's kind of like.
Don't lie.
It depends on how much butter there is. A little bit of milk as well. And if I'm feeling a bit fancy, I might add a bit of mixed herbs into it.
Some basil.
Assortment of herbs that I put into it.
Rosemary, basil.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. But plain potatoes as well are great. Mash them up, a little bit lumpy. Yeah, I find that in raw potato. Yeah, I find that in America, like you tend to overdo the potatoes. You put too much work into them. You put,
really?
Like you want them like proper. You want to taste the potato. That's what I'm trying to say here. You don't taste the fucking cream, or like, you know, there's too much butter in a lot of them as well. Cooking time with Mr. Mask.
Do you like freedom fries?
What the hell are they?
Formerly known as French fries.
Oh, French fries. Oh, chips. As we call it. Yeah. Yeah, no, I do, of course. Yeah. I had some potato wedges with my fat burger last night, actually.
Wedges?
Yeah. They're nice.
What kind of burger? What's your burger style? Do you just go for plain?
The thing is, like, I don't normally eat burgers. Like burgers are not really my thing.
You're more of a bangers guy.
Exactly, yeah. But burgers, I like gherkin. You know gherkin? What do you call it? Pickles over here, is it? Yeah, we call it gherkin. I love a bit of gherkin. Get that gherkin into you. Yeah.
That's oh, it is.
Is it? Yeah.
The long one? The big?
The one that you get them in a jar and there's water around, yeah.
Pickles.
Pickles, is it?
Here we go. Free kick. Who's taking it for England? It's got to be Rashford, no?
Patatas bravas for me. Potato and tomato. Paprika sauce, nice, yeah.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good.
That sounds good, man. Right, 11 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go. Can England F it up and score a goal?
Can Panama equalize against Tunisia?
Yeah, come on, Panama. Get that 1 point. We need you to do it, lads. Do you reckon Rashford goes for it here?
Yes, I think he absolutely does.
Okay. Top ins.
I mean, you have to, because if you have any good play, you don't show it here. You don't use it. Don't show
Not
off.
just always going for it. Oh!
Inches.
Good effort.
Good strike.
Yeah. Just over the bar.
Belgium really trying to play it out of the back, huh?
I would have loved to be in the dressing room at halftime and just see what the managers are saying, like, on either side. Like, surely they're kind of saying, listen, don't make it obvious, lads. Just don't make it obvious.
Keep it together.
Yeah. But look at this, like, when the wing-backs are getting the ball, they're not going forward, and they're hitting it back to Stones, they're hitting it back to Cahill. Like, Phil Jones. Like, how the hell is he in the team? I mean, really. He's kind of thinking, right, because they won the first 2 matches, this is my opportunity. But, like, he's got, like... You know, how the hell is he playing for Manchester United? I mean, that's the other question. Like, how is he in that team? Like,
hit it.
Oh.
What kind of pass was that? I hope that was wide.
Oh, he kept it in. Oh,
corner.
A bit shaky. Watch this, words. Worst back pass or something happens soon. Do you reckon there's going to be like a mistake?
Misclearance or...
A mistake. Yeah, there could be.
But now everyone's really looking for it, right? Like any little thing is going to be second guess. So you really have to sell it. It's going to take a bit of acting. Yeah. You see a lot of players diving and embellishing, and you know, that's a little bit of a skill in and of itself. But who's the real actor here? Who can fake the own goal?
Oh, here it is. Is this it? Oh! Wow.
Fellaini with a big block.
Haircut 100.
I almost feel like when I see Fellaini, it's like when Agassi. Remember when Agassi admitted that he was wearing a wig all the time, and it was like, "Oh, really? Shocker! That wasn't your real hair."
Agassi was one of my favourite tennis players of all time.
Really?
I think he won Wimbledon. I think it was like 1992, 93 maybe he won it. If you can get a fact check there, I just remember him, and I was just like, "This guy's an absolute legend." And it was when he had his long hair. He was just totally different.
Fake long hair.
To any other. Oh, here we go.
You just threw.
Oh.
I would have imagined you were a McEnroe guy.
McEnroe, yeah, no, like, I mean, in fairness, he had a bit of personality. 92, I was right, yeah.
Well done.
Yeah,
you got your own quiz question.
I did. Yeah, exactly, yeah. McEnroe was good, and, you know, he wasn't like the normal kind of, like, Pete Sampras I used to hate, because he was just
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect, Mr. Normal.
So you're not a Federer guy, I'm guessing.
No, Federer, like I respect him. I respect him for what he is. He's a brilliant tennis player, but, like, come on. Have a bit of fucking personality behind you.
A little more fire.
Yeah. So England have already scored 8 goals in the 2018 World Cup. That's level with the amount of goals that they scored in the 1954 and 1990 World Cup. That 1990 World Cup was really bad in terms of how many goals were scored, though. I think it was one of the most kind of boring World Cups ever. Ireland were in it, of course.
Terrible tragedy. 5 minutes left for someone to screw it up for England.
Yeah.
But okay, on the reverse, if you're playing for Belgium and you're like, well, shit, they're not going to score. We have the lead.
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it.
Oh, 100%. But like, in fairness here, it looks like England are actually going for it. The last kind of couple of minutes, you can see that they're actually trying to make an effort here. My only issue here is that are England going to get exposed at the back because they're rushing too many forward?
They might expose themselves. We have a very hurtful question from Terry. He says, have Ireland ever been to the World Cup? That is just...
Wow, how many times have we been to the World Cup? We've been to the World Cup 3 times. We got to the quarterfinals in our
94, 2002...
And 1990, yeah.
1/7 of the World Cups?
Something like that, yeah.
Here comes Mertens.
Yeah, Mertens is on. That goal that he got against, who was it? Was it Panama or Tunisia?
That was their opener, right?
Yeah, that was an incredible goal. Januzaj coming off. But yeah, 1990 we got to the quarterfinals. 1994 we lost. I think we lost. Did we lose to Mexico?
I don't remember that one.
No, maybe we lost. No, we lost to Holland. Lost to the Netherlands in the second round. And then 2002 we lost to Spain on penalty kicks.
I remember that. That was heartbreaking.
Oh man, we should have beaten them. We were all over them as well. Fellaini, he is only playing for United because the disgrace of a manager they had after Fergie. Yeah, I think he's kind of lucky that he's...
But who's re-signing him now? Who's starting him? I mean, I agree with that, but Mourinho played him. It's not like Mourinho... When Mourinho wants someone out, he knows how to push him out. What's the... Luke Shaw? Mourinho doesn't like him, and we know because he's not playing, and he's being forced out. But Fellaini gets minutes under Mourinho. He picks them up. He plays them.
Well, the thing about Fellaini getting minutes is that they are pretty bad in the centre of the park. You're looking at the likes of Pogba, who is really more like an attacking style of
He
player.
needs help. He can't do it by himself.
Exactly. And, you know, Herrera, like, you know, I don't really rate him. I think he's done okay in patches for United. But they do need a player, the likes of Naby Keita, the likes of Fabiano, who Liverpool are buying.
I love the look of that.
Like Naby Keita, apparently, I don't know whether you read,
Number
that
8.
he is number 8, exactly. And the other thing is that he's come in and said, listen, I want to start pre-season training right now.
I love that. Come on, who doesn't love to hear that? What fan is
I mean, that's the kind of player that you need in your club. I reckon he's going to be brilliant for Liverpool. And if I was a betting man, depending on the odds of Liverpool, if Liverpool were like over 10-1 to win the league, I'd put some money on that.
I'd say Liverpool maybe 8 or 9, I'd imagine. Ooh. Wow.
Ireland has been in the world. They have, Jack, 3 times, pal, all right?
Ireland's honour it's been defended by Mr. Mask here.
Exactly, yeah.
After it's called into question by
Jackie Kraft. There's a kind of thing on, it's called Sky News, but it's kind of like the sports section of Sky News.
Yeah, we know.
And they had like an hour kind of segment on it about the World Cup, and they mentioned that Harry Kane was the top goal scorer within 1 hour. How many times? Have a guess.
5.
TK?
7.
17 times.
What?
17 times.
That's ridiculous.
You're kind of going, lads, come on. I know football's coming home, but like, don't rub it in our fucking faces. Like, oh, Fellaini.
He almost had his moment.
He should have controlled that
Someone
ball as
had
well.
him as next goal scorer, I think, or maybe that was a minute ago.
Jack Kraft says, I've no idea why Mourinho plays Fellaini. It's one of the great mysteries in football.
It is.
Yeah, no, it is, man. You can see them playing bad balls on purpose at the back, like they're almost trying to get caught on the ball. You got to do what you got to do.
I don't know if that stood out to me, like the deliberate bad balls. I think it's just a lack of motivation.
Yeah.
But maybe their pass isn't as sharp because I don't think it's trying not to play your best ball.
It's definitely. I think what I've noticed is that when they're coming out from the back, there doesn't seem to be that sense of, you know, let's get the ball forward. Yeah, exactly. Let's get the ball forward quickly. Well, in the other matches, you know, they were really getting the wing backs involved, and in this game, they're not really getting them involved too much. Even Rashford is kind of hugging that right hand side touchline. You'd expect him to be a little bit more in a forward position. But look at them here, lads. Okay, this is the biggest example here, lads.
No one's going forward.
They're doing it Japan here. They're doing it Japan in the box though. Could this be it? Oh.
Just needs to fall to someone. Just needs to fall to a Vardy or someone. He's not gonna waste it.
In other news, Mallorca got promoted back to the 2nd division. Nice.
Well done.
That's a lovely part of the world, actually. Have you ever been to Spain?
I have not.
Spain is lovely.
You've been a few times?
Been a few, yeah, loads of times.
Is that your preferred holiday destination, or?
Yeah, not really. I mean, been to Madrid, Barcelona. Been to Ibiza, actually. Great.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Still recovering?
Just about, yeah. I'll tell you off camera what happened there.
Yeah. Still might not be old enough to hear it. Come on, Ben Youssef.
Oh!
You want Panama to score.
Yeah. Batshuayi trying to prove a point. Oh,
He might. He
here
just
we
might.
go. Yes, finish.
Fellaini.
Oh, hit it. Penalty.
No, it's a foul the other way.
Okay, right.
If that was anyone other than Fellaini, you just poke it home. But because he's like Bambi on ice.
Bambi on ice.
Watch. It literally gets stuck.
Was that Fellaini fouling? Fellaini, what are you doing, buddy? Oh, Fellaini, you don't foul there, pal. Like, your mate is going to score. Jesus.
Jeez, that was a bad ball. Still time.
3 minutes, yeah.
That was a bad ball.
Yeah.
That looked like a deliberate poor pass. Five minutes from the other one. Here it is.
Oh. Fellaini again. Fucking hell.
You watch though. We're laughing. Next round he'll have to come on as a sub. He'll score a goal or something. You know what I mean? He'll do something like that.
But the thing is, like,
And I'll still laugh.
Like, he just stands out so much for his lack of quality on the pitch, like, compared to the other players on the team. Like,
It stands out.
it's just like everyone else,
stands
and then
out.
Fellaini, you're kind of going, oh, really?
This is gonna be over soon.
5 minutes in the Tunisia game.
Woo.
Is there any kind of player that has really kind of impressed you so far that you didn't really know too much about before the World Cup?
Man, every World Cup there are a few. Like I remember in 2010, it was like Alexis Sanchez, and I was going,
Yeah.
this guy, he's special.
guy's good
He
at
was still
football.
Udinese at that point.
Right.
And yeah, there's always one or two. I think also in 2010, I think I also liked Contral when
Yeah.
he was he was still at Benfica, and then he like moved right after that.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't quite come off for him, but I'm trying to think if there's one player, and maybe just because we were watching so many matches, that, I haven't really gotten deep. But no one jumps out at me right now.
I think for me, I know I've said it before, but again, I didn't really know too much about him, and that was Lozano. I think he's been one of the players of the World Cup so far, and that's it. That is it. Belgium have beaten England. England have won.
It's
The
coming
moral-
home. Now we can say it's
The
coming
moral
home, I think.
victory has been won by England.
Exactly. Look at them. Look how happy.
Yeah, look at them. They're like, yeah,
Everyone's
well
happy.
done, yeah.
Still a couple minutes left in Panama, Tunisia.
Oh, God.
Does anyone have any scores on that one?
Yeah.
We True to the Sport had Ben Youssef, I think.
So how are we going to do this draw, by the way? How are we going to do the draw?
Woo!
We wrote them down on a piece of paper, maybe.
It's going to be all Irish words though. That's the problem. Wasted all the paper.
What I'll do is I'll get a pen, and then I'll write them down. So there was Max, there was Crinkin, and also Jordy Byron. So
Make sure there's total transparency here. We don't want any madness with FIFA or heated balls, cool balls, none of that.
oh, there's Jordy Byron there. Put a Max 1p here.
Still time for if Ben Youssef scores, True to the Sport, I think, can get in there at the last.
Get in there as well.
I think
Anyone
that-
else? Anyone else? Get your suggestions in. There's 2 minutes left in this game here between Tunisia and Panama.
Just a little less now.
And what am I going to do tomorrow with there's no games? I know, Paul.
Sleep.
Sleep. Yeah. And then Craig. Is there like a hat around it at all? The battery? Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. Actually, yeah.
Out of a bag.
Just want to make it as.
You got to show that the bag is empty too. You got to.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure that everyone's covered.
So we have 3 names in so far. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mash them up, as you can see in camera here. And then we're going to put them in a bag. And then we'll get a TK, producer TK, to pick one out. There is
Still a minute left. Still a
a
minute,
minute left.
Empty batteries.
Picking the goal scorer is surprisingly hard, isn't it? How much time is it going to waste?
Top corner. Oh! Oh! Got on target, though.
It's a good strike. Oh! Now he's down. He's saying he got kicked in the face.
Bit of handbags there.
Quite a few purses.
But I suppose like the thing is, like for Panama, like this was their opportunity to shine because they knew that they were going to get beaten by England and by Belgium.
If they were going to get one match to
This
take
is
something out
this,
of it.
this is kind of like their World Cup final right here. Like.
They did score at least.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
suppose. Yeah, I mean that goal when he scored against England, I can't remember the guy's name, but that was brilliant.
Yeah.
That was really good. Like the technique in that was fantastic.
Yeah. At least England are in the weaker side of the bracket now. I mean, that's pretty. They got to be happy with that. That was exactly what they wanted. They didn't have to throw the game. You know, it wasn't a total fix, but
The thing is, though, they are playing against Colombia, who have the potential to do some damage to England.
sure.
But if they get past Colombia, you're then thinking these guys can go semi-final at least. We'll have a look at the draw now in a second, but like it's looking pretty good for England.
I think it's time for the referee to do the wise thing and just end that match.
Just
I mean,
blow it up, ref. Yeah, come on now.
we don't have time for all this. Got places to be.
I know, yeah.
We got to get you to In-N-Out before.
Oh
you
yeah,
head
that's
back.
right. Yeah, In-N-Out burger.
Did you get to the beach at all? Did you ever touch the ocean?
Do I look like I like the beach?
You look like you like sunscreen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, come on now.
Ben Youssef, legend.
The man, the myth, the legend. That is Ben Youssef.
I'm trying to. You know what? Tomorrow. You know what I'm gonna do tomorrow? I'm gonna think about the players that maybe impressed me, and
Yeah.
I kind of go through again.
Do it, yeah, absolutely. Make yourself useful.
Maybe the Nigerian who signed for Stoke, who I didn't really know, and then I started
Oh,
looking
yeah.
up, and then
In fairness, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
Tobo, I think his name is, isn't it?
yeah, Tobo.
The game is over between Panama and Tunisia.
That's it. Are you ready for our draw?
Let's do the draw.
You got all three.
All three.
Did you show them to the camera so that they can see that everyone's name is written on there?
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do it again. So this one here says max 1p, just so you know.
Max 1p.
1p. The next one is Jordy Byron. So you can
Jordy B.
Jordy B. Let's put that one in there.
Entry number 3.
And entry number 3 is Crink. Crick and
Crinky.
Crankin. So what I'm going to do, we're going to get a bag and I'm going to put them into the bag. And then TK, producer TK, is going to pick one out as the winner. Right, so they're all going in. Don't look. There we go, they're all in. Give it a shake, give it a shake. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Total transparency.
Total transparency here. And the winner
of the World Cup jersey.
of your choice, whatever you want to choose, is Max 1P. GG, buddy. If you are in the stream, let me know. If not, message me on Twitter or on Twitch. Max 1P.
Where can he find you? What's your give him your Twitter names?
Mr. Mass TV on Twitter. Instagram, Mr. Mass TV _ Pornhub, pornhub.com/Mr. Mass TV.
Ryan Connor. Should we take a look at a few?
Yeah.
Or you got some comments coming in?
Matty, how you doing, Paul? And that's it.
Didn't win your jersey. I'm
Didn't win the
sorry.
jersey, yeah.
Sorry
Doesn't
about
even
that.
want to know.
The conclusion of match day 3.
Yeah, crazy. So yeah, I mean, if you have a look, I mean, to be honest with you, like,
There's not a lot you can learn here, is there?
like we learn.
What are we
nothing.
looking at, really?
Well, yeah, what are we looking at? I mean, okay, you can say that England spent a lot more time in the final third than Belgium did, and were they as effective? No, they weren't. In fairness, I was probably expecting the ball to be in the kind of the centre of the park a little bit more. So like other players, or like the players didn't want to make too much of an effort to kind of
Maybe they're just
expose
more so
themselves.
keeping it among their back line.
Exactly.
Look in the second half.
Wasn't much of a change.
England maybe they had less of the ball, but it was more in Belgium's half. So
Yeah.
Belgium defense was mainly just
Yeah.
keeping possession of the ball.
Yeah.
Average positions. I don't think we're going to learn a whole lot here. And I don't think you can look at this and draw any conclusions really going into the next round, other than what, Januzaj, he's still got that in his locker. Maybe that's it.
Exactly. I mean, the thing about it is that like there's a few players that came in to either side. That didn't really impress, apart from Januzaj for Belgium. I wasn't really impressed by Rashford at all. He didn't really get into the game. Yeah, there's nothing really too much to say about that.
When the subs came on,
Yeah, even Vardy, you kind of expected Vardy to have a little bit about him in that second half.
I thought he would have a little more fire, where he personally would really like to score, maybe to prove.
Oh
a
yeah, I
point.
mean, listen, he's playing in the World Cup. This is his opportunity to score, and today he didn't.
Why don't we
get
take a look
anything.
at Vardy's touches?
Only 25 touches. Yeah, I suppose maybe for a player of his ability, you'd expect him to look for the ball a little bit more, even though there were a few kind of touches here on the right hand side, on the left hand side. His main role though is down the middle. You'd expect him outside the box a little bit more.
Look at the final third. He had 2 in the box and then 2 in the wing. That's not.
Does this kind of show to you that he was trying to, come back a little bit more? He was trying to get into the game a little bit more.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, the midfield, there wasn't really that purpose to feed him. So as a result, I think he drops back a little farther to try and find the ball, right?
Yeah. This for Fellaini,
Had to
the main man himself.
I mean, look how many touches he's having in the
Listen,
box.
Fellaini was going, listen, this is my opportunity to make a name for myself. This is an opportunity to redeem myself.
To move to a big club?
To move. Well, he actually signed a new. This is the biggest
It's a
joke.
big club.
The biggest joke, yeah. The biggest joke of all is that Manchester United have given him more money and more years to spend at the club. I mean, that's ridiculous. Anyway,
A couple years ago, who saw Fellaini as being paid and being a mainstay, and Rooney would end up at DC United? A couple years ago, did you see? I did not see that.
I didn't see it coming at all. I mean, I think the thing about Fellaini is that even the Manchester United fans don't like him, and that's saying something.
They'll do it, and they will justify liking any of their own. They will do all sorts of things to protect their players. So that's got to tell you that something's
Exactly. In fairness to him, though, he got involved in the box.
He did.
Credit where credit is due, but he was very ineffective.
Why don't we look at some of the team shots?
Yeah, I mean, this screams to me of a team that didn't want to score a goal. I mean, the amount of misses, the amount of blocked opportunities. Again, they had 11 attempts in total. They didn't really. This looks like they didn't really try, in fairness. But that was probably part of the game plan.
Yeah.
So
To have 11 attempts without really trying that hard.
yeah, exactly. Belgium, I suppose, you could probably see from this that they probably wanted a little bit more. But if I was Belgium, and I knew the ability of my team, I wouldn't really mind. I wouldn't mind that I was on the kind of more difficult side, because I know that we have better players. But with England, their team is not as good as Belgium, and they probably wanted to go on to the easier side. That's actually quite a lot, 543 passes.
Better. They picked it up after halftime.
They did, yeah. Looking at the amount or where the passes were kind of going, it seems very lack down the middle, doesn't it? Really, from the back, they were trying to kind of get it out to the wing backs or get it out to the left hand side and the right hand side of the pitch. But it is very, very sparse, in the most important parts of the pitch in the final third.
I mean, as we looked at a few of these, it's not too uncommon to see less here, because that's the area that's being defended. But I am surprised at how horizontal the passes are. Sometimes you see them, but they're being played forward, so someone can come running on an attacking position. This kind of screams knocking it around a little bit more.
One thing I have noticed from this as well is the fact that when those passes are trying to be made in the final third, you can see the red marks, the passes that were unsuccessful, and it showed there.
Take a look at the England team as a whole. Fewer passes.
Yeah, I mean, around 100 or so fewer passes. Again, it doesn't really look like a team that wanted to kind of try. You know, as we know, where England are most effective is going down the wing-back route. And they kind of like those kind of diagonal balls in over the top as well. We didn't really see too much of that. 59 unsuccessful passes. Again, out of 402, it's not really good enough.
4 chances created, just not really that great either.
Yeah, I mean, again, even more so than Belgium, where it mattered most when they were going forward. The passes that were made in the final third were really not good.
So if we sort of take a look here at the final standings in Group G.
Yeah, I would have said like that if you were to predict this group before.
I would have predicted maybe. I think I would have predicted exactly this.
This is exactly how people would have probably thought it would have gone. I think England were kind of flattered by the points total that they got. They played against 2 really bad sides. The other question is, did they really want to try in this game? Probably not. But if you look at the likes of the Germany group, you know, you would have been really surprised if that group ended up how it was. So this went according to plan, I think, for most of the teams in this group.
Anything learned between England and Belgium? Can you say one side is better than the other? I think going into this, we definitely would have said Belgium. You know, at the start of the tournament, Belgium's is probably the superior team in terms of talent, and maybe their style of, you know, just overall they might have been better. Anything to change or reinforce that, or just still we don't know yet?
Sevi, like it's really hard to tell from watching that performance. And is there anything new that we could really learn? I don't think so. I really don't. I think that when they made the changes, Batshuayi possibly when he came in, he was very, very ineffective. You weren't really too impressed with him. Januzaj did very well. That was a great goal that he got for England. You know, Rashford was very quiet. You know, again, missed a couple. He should have scored that opportunity towards the latter part of the
when he was clean through.
Like, he should have scored that. That was like, he would have scored that if he was playing for Manchester United. But yeah, nothing too much to learn, I don't think.
So we end with one final look at the knockout round. Now that the bracket is set, it's complete, and we can get one good look at this.
So,
wait, give me a prediction now. Before the tournament, who was your pre-tournament favorite?
Well, my dark horse were Croatia.
Yes, but who was your light horse?
Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything change? Looking at this now, what?
Well, I mean, I really like Croatia. Like, I really like Croatia. I think they're a fantastic side to watch. They're really decent midfield, probably the best midfield in the whole tournament. I think they will ease past Denmark. Brazil, I think they have the best chance of winning it, but they're on the wrong side of the draw, so they will have to beat either France or possibly like Uruguay to get through. Yeah, I think Brazil are winning it. What do you think?
I think it's too early to tell. Is that a cop-out?
Absolutely, no, that's a massive cop-out. Listen, I put my ass on the line right there. You need to give me a name.
You know, I think there's a lot of what ifs. England against Colombia, it's going to be tricky for them. Like, you don't want to gloss over the fact that that is a little bit tricky. That maybe that's the team they wanted to avoid most. But if they can get through, they can get momentum. Because whoever wins this, I'm positive will beat Sweden or Switzerland. And by the time that these guys beat each other up a little bit, it's going to be harder to come through over there. Brazil, I don't know if they can beat Mexico. I could see them getting upset.
I mean, I'd love Mexico to beat them. Like, I think you might know a little bit more about Mexico than me, but from what you've said, they play better against bigger sides when they are the underdog. They have the players. They absolutely expose Germany. You know, why can't they not expose Brazil? That's the other question. Belgium as well. I mean, listen, you can never write them off. I really like the team. This is the kind of end of the golden generation for them. France, you know, probably have the best pen for pen team in the whole competition.
But they're going to have to earn it the whole way to the final now.
On the left-hand side, whoever comes out from this is probably going to win it. The only kind of difficult part of this is going to be, I think, Croatia. I think Croatia are going to be a tough team to beat, but they can be beaten.
Which of the less favored teams has the most chance of maybe, you know, like we said, Turkey, I think when they reached the semifinals that one year and kind of being a surprise.
Yeah.
Is there anyone who can sneak into the semis that might surprise you, like a Denmark, a Russia, maybe one of these teams, a Japan, or maybe I don't think Uruguay or Portugal. I don't know, one of those teams. Who stands out there as most likely of?
I think, I mean, I'm just looking down here at the Sweden, Switzerland kind of game here, and I reckon Switzerland could be one of the surprise teams of the World Cup, just on that side of the
Well, all they have to do is beat Sweden, and then one of these things.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Switzerland. Okay, again, don't really rate them too much, but they do have individual players that can change games, and they've played very, very well so far. I'd say Switzerland, or possibly Russia. I mean, like the way that Russia, they have history tells us that the home team always does very, very well.
Yeah.
Even though everyone wrote them off before.
We did.
Yeah, I certainly did. But I mean, whatever they're drinking is doing well.
Drinking. Exactly. I did like your point about Switzerland. Only if we saw them when they were losing to Serbia, and it almost felt like they were going out of the tournament, second game, and they responded.
Yeah.
You know what? They already faced that. They came back.
Yeah.
And especially a game that meant a lot to them.
Yeah.
Personally, a lot of players, ethnic origins and political history.
Of course.
So they're not afraid of if they go down or if they're the underdog. They've already shown that even when things aren't going well, yeah, we can still respond. We can still find a way to score.
My only issue with Switzerland is that in the playoff to get to the World Cup, they played against Northern Ireland. It was a big game, and they were really, really bad against Northern Ireland, a team that have no stars. Again, they're not the greatest team to watch, but that is when the test came. That was when the pressure was on, massive pressure for them to get to the World Cup, and they didn't really perform. But having looked at them in the game so far, listen, they've done okay. They've done okay.
Well, should be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to a break tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
One day off, allegedly. You're flying back. You're heading back to Ireland. Huh?
Yeah, so I'm flying back tomorrow. This is my last day. So I just want to say before we get offline, I want to say massive thank you to RCS and to all the guys here. TK, she's done an absolutely fantastic job being the producer over the past couple of weeks. Travis as well, he's been an absolute legend. Jeff, he's the guy who could have invited me out here. And also to Sevi. Sevi has been one of the nicest guys, genuinely. Great host. He welcomed me in so much, so I want to thank him for that as well. So yeah, cheers, buddy.
We loved having you here, and hopefully this isn't the end. Plan on still keeping it going through the knockout rounds.
Exactly.
And now that we have our technology, that Sam broke in for us very nicely from the pub, and hopefully we'll have you videoing in and still joining and contributing, because I know everyone still wants to hear your thoughts and rants and pronunciations on things.
Exactly, yeah.
So I think that's about it for us today. I believe next match we're doing is Saturday, the early one. That is France and Argentina. It should be a thriller. You'll probably still be comatose from the plane ride. But definitely keep everyone tuned in with your thoughts and analysis and musings on that match. I know you'll have your eye on that one as well.
Definitely.
Send us some love, hit subscribe, comment, find us on Twitter, all social media. We're out there. Terry will throw up some graphics so you can see where to find us if she hasn't already. She's already got us. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, if you are watching this,
you are the convention.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.